Hello and welcome to Core. This is Core for Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. I'm so glad this didn't land on the 1st, so we don't have to talk about that shit. I hate it. Video games in April 1st. Or have
everybody question everything we say.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm Scott Johnson.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, he isn't.
No, he's not. That's Beau talking. We're being fooled. Yeah.
I guess, did I tell you guys I have a new arm?
I'm sorry. What? What'd you do?
Growing out of my groin.
Oh, I see. April 2nd joke that we got going here. No, but it looks good on you. I think you should get a pair of pants with an extra sleeve and you'll be all set.
Yeah, people get confused because they're like, "Why? What's that?" Oh, it's just an arm. Okay.
I just don't like how the gaming business thinks it's their date that they all have to do something because tons of devs and.
Was it that bad this year? Because I saw maybe 2 things. Now I didn't seek it out. I've been trained to avoid it, and I didn't really see anything.
Saw something happen with Star Trek Online, and a whole bunch of people thought of you because you have the lifetime deal, right?
Yeah, somebody pinged me on it, and I was like, this is clearly an April Fool's Day joke. I'm not going to click it.
Yeah.
And then people were like, look, somebody else is doing something. I was like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
like I'll come back to you when we find out if any of these are actually real, and then I'll care, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem that bad this year. I know everybody complains every year, but I feel like the complaints are getting sillier and sillier because I feel like it's getting less and less every year.
There's probably something to that. What are you gonna say?
I
Bob?
mean, it used to be a better thing when it would actually get people. You know what I mean? Like now.
Yeah, Think Geek was great. Their thing was always
like
good.
You would forget, and then you would actually see something crazy, and it would get some people. But now I feel like we're all just, expecting it. It loses some of its oomph.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've always kind of hated it. So the fact that it is diminishing, I think, is probably fine. What I didn't know is it was religious in origin. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm not going to do it right. But it was something.
That doesn't surprise me that it had a religious-based origin.
Because the whole idea was Jesus was born in April, but they took it away and changed it to December, and then people would say, hey, did you hear that thing's going to happen? And they're like, that's an April Fool. You're an April Fool or something. And it was a reference to you being a fool about thinking. It's something like that. I've got to. This is really poorly described, but
you really helped clarify that.
It's something in that vein.
That was a real George W. Bush. Fool me once, shame on you.
It wasn't
Fool
very
me
good.
Twice, and April Fools. Jesus was born in July.
Yep,
sucker.
That's the old phrase. Look it up. I can't remember what it is. Someone in the chat will look it up. But anyway, it's good to see you all. Hope you're all well. I had my first Resident Evil Requiem 2-hour session with John on Tuesday with commentary. And that means I was screaming, John was talking.
Yeah, some commentary.
Yeah, that's basically it. We had a really good time.
Record breaking.
It was. I dropped the first F-bomb in the history of me streaming or recording anything. Never done it on a podcast, knowingly. If I have, someone would point it out because I really don't think I have. I dropped it in the stream when the power went out. It's a whole thing. You have to go watch it. It's up on YouTube. And I can't explain it. It just kind of flew out of me. I was in the middle of drinking when it happened. So I had this exact cup, in fact, full of water. I was doing this position when the power goes out, this very inopportune moment in the game. And it was after already I'd gone through some serious hell to get to that room where it's supposed to be safe. And then it gets upended because of the lights. And all I could do, I don't know what happened. Just came out.
That was fun.
It's like having diarrhea on a plane. You got to go. I had to let it out. So isn't that what people do when they have the shits on the plane? They just let it out. Is that how it goes?
Yep. I haven't had shits on the plane, and I pray to God I never do.
Yeah, I never have either, but I always prep for it. I'm always like, I'm going to be ready. Just in case. That means I'm not going to eat tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to, just pick little things to eat in the morning or whatever, super light. And then by the time I'm off the plane on the other side of wherever I'm at, I eat like a horse. But I try to stack my chances when I go on planes. But anyway, the point is, you want to hear me yell the F word real loud? Check it out. Resident Evil playthrough part 1's up now at frogpants.com/ go straight to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott Johnson. And we do it on Tuesdays till we're done with this one. So Tuesdays, 1 p.m. for this entire run. That includes next Tuesday. So be here live if you want to watch it on Twitch and YouTube. We'll be doing that. Anyway, it was fun. John, I know, had a good time because he knows everything about that game. He may as well work at Capcom at the level of knowledge he has. Except a couple of weird things happened that didn't happen on any of your runs.
The thing that got you to say the F word, I had never seen before. In any of my playthroughs and watching anybody else play through the game, I have never seen what you encountered.
Do you think I triggered it somehow because I was in there a third time? Do you think that's what happened?
Maybe.
Because you probably figured it out the second time because you're a reasonable person who doesn't freak out with horror games.
I have a better sense of direction than you.
Well,
I think is the biggest advantage.
Guaranteed.
When she was chasing you in a circle and you decided, I'm going to continue to run in this circle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to head in the direction I need to go.
And that game,
keep making it a circle.
That game is really smart. She figured out what I was doing at one point and cut me off. Yeah. Going the other way. I didn't see that coming. That was crazy. I as much as I'm freaked out and I'm playing this under some duress, I am having a great time, but it's a scary video game and I'm not, it's not my favorite thing, but I'm really impressed with this game and we're only 2 hours in.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's something here that I feel like is like cut above previous installments of Resident Evil in pacing, structure, graphically, it's amazing. Like there's something going on. There's some sauce in this, and I guess we'll see if it lasts the whole 11 hours. But I'm impressed.
Chat wanted to know, and I have to admit I'm curious too. Did you show Kim the clip?
Yes, and she laughed her head off. She couldn't believe that this finally happened. My kids really having a good time with it. They think it's amazing, and they're sending me videos of them watching the video. So I'm getting non-YouTube React videos from my own kids, and in one case, one of their little kids laughing at me, freaking out, and they're laughing at the whole supercut. But what really gets them, of course, is the swears. So if you go see this thing and you're like, I don't want to sit through 2 hours of this, good news, there's a supercut that's like 7 minutes long, and you can watch that instead if you want. It's kind of the best of, and it includes the big one. So. Anyway, first time for everything, I guess. No longer have a streak with the recorded podcast streaming F-bombs.
Oh, well, the world is richer for it, so.
Is it?
I think so.
Have I left a mark? Was it a positive thing? Did I?
Look, streaks are way more fun if they get broken. If it's just something that you look at retrospectively, it's not that fun. If someone's just like, you ever notice that Scott never dropped an F-bomb in the history of his shows? That's interesting. Mm-hmm. But look at all the chatter and reaction you're getting because you broke it.
Yeah. Do you think I would suddenly my numbers will skyrocket because I'll just start cussing like a sailor everything?
Why? Because now the seal's broken. So
yeah. May as well just let it out. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe that's my way to Twitch, a high tier Twitch.
Yeah, we should call Dick Serto.
Get an article written.
Yeah.
Scott Johnson breaks years-long record of not saying the F word.
It's okay that I hate that outlet, right? They're kind of the worst. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. They're basically the TMZ of the streamer world.
Yeah, I don't like it. Every time I see something from them, I go, I don't want to know that. At all.
Pretty much. That's yeah.
Puppy Kitty Trout says next time you can puke during a stream. I'm never doing that.
Can you imagine though?
Oh, have people done that? Happened? I'm sure people have done that.
Someone has to have, right?
People have. Do you see the big trend that's happening with streamers? It's car accidents.
Really? Like getting into car accidents and then
because I'll just have the Reddit app on my phone if I'm just have a few minutes of downtime, want something to scroll, and for some reason it likes to show me when people get into car accidents, like I guess the live stream fail subreddit or something like that. You click on it once and then Reddit's like, man, you must like this subreddit, let me keep showing you shit. And the number of people that get into car accidents is kind of wild, to be honest with you, lately
wild. Also, can I complain about the internet search for a second? I just searched for the string streamers who have vomited on stream. And here's what it gave me. Live stream suicide. Live stream, all of these. So
that is list. Not the same thing as throwing up.
Nope.
Yeah, I've seen some of that too, but I didn't want to bring up any snuffy stuff. But there's been some
of that.
Like not even just violent. Well, okay, there was one I saw. There's a guy who live streams from his I guess it's a hot dog stand or something like that, and he gets robbed at gunpoint. And then the next day, his mom came to apologize.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
it's
gosh!
It's like, what is this? The streaming world's like kind of like you said it once, where it's just like reality TV on steroids at this point. It's not like what is content? Like this is. Ugh.
And it's just gross. There's also only so much you can do. So you're in a chair looking at a thing with a pair of headphones and a mic. Usually, sometimes people do a whole room and there's a party and the kind of Kaizenat thing, and then. I guess there's stuff where they're out on the road doing the car thing. But
other stuff, like there was one that was someone passed away from a stroke on stream too. That was kind of hard.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah, so it's it's anxiety inducing for sure. But
if you spend enough time online,
I think we're pretty much at the point. If you say like, has anyone done X on stream? It's like I think so. Like I think just fill in whatever the blank is. I think we're at a saturation point where.
Well, we've definitely had sex on stream.
The answer is probably yes. Yes, there's definitely been tons of sex on stream.
All three of us have had sex on stream.
Yep.
I mean, there are whole websites that just do that. But that's not even a.
Sorry, this is the way you said it. You're like, well, we've definitely done that.
Yeah, we've had a three-way on.
We've
stream.
all been there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Well, moving on. Oh,
yeah, sorry.
The main point is, no, it's good. We went a little deeper, and that's where I wanted to go. Tuesdays, 1 p.m., frogpants.tv. Come live, watch us, have a great time in there, and stay out of trouble. Also, I just want to remind people that the Nerdtacular 2026 tickets still available, still ready to go. We are like 70-something days away, and if you can't come, we have an option to get a swag bag only. So if you just want to support the thing and get some cool stuff in the mail, you can do that. It's all up at the site at frogpants.com. And while you're up there, hang out in the little core area. We got like a whole collection of swag. Just put up some stickers today, by the way, that are all the 6 main podcasts that are currently airing on the network. And they're like little die cut stickers. Only $8.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty cool. Something to hang around on your notebooks or whatever it is you got going on. But lots of reasons to check it out. We'd love it if you did. Again, that's frogpants.com. Just click on that link and you're off to the races. Let's get into some of this right here. Sony is raising the price of the PlayStation 5 again. I think today is the day.
Yeah, today's the day.
I have some old data about this that is not that old. In fact, it's current up till this latest update. I'll share this on the screen here. Just to give you a little history, we're 6 years in on the console. For the first PlayStation 1, it launched at $299. 6 years later, $99. PS2 launched at $299. 6 years later, is $129. Probably the Slim is my guess for that one. The PS3 launched at an astronomical at the time, and maybe even now, $599. 6 years later, you could get one for $269. Seeing a trend here. It's going cheaper. This is US, by the way. That's an important note because it's been weird in Canada and other places, which we'll get to in a minute. PlayStation 4, $400 at launch, $199 6 years later. PlayStation 5, breaking the trend, $499 at launch. That same device, not the Pro, $649 as of yesterday. It's going up again. And the Pro is like 8 something. So
it's $900. It's $899.
So up, not down, up. I was told by some Canadians, Beau, maybe you can clarify this, that every console cycle is like that for you guys, where it doesn't go down over time, it goes up. And is that just a dollar thing, or what is that?
I think I saw a comment to that effect too. I haven't really paid that much attention. It feels like they don't really go down, I think, here in Canada, like over that cycle.
Right.
But I don't know. I can't really say.
Not really a console guy, so, yeah.
Well, I mean, I own every console, like PS5. I have an Xbox. Xbox was close to launch. The Nintendo I bought a year after launch, maybe, or 2.
2 years, maybe, yeah.
It just seemed like the same price, but I never really paid that much attention. I think a lot of people probably didn't pay that much attention. Just we are this year because of the RAM and, that discourse.
Yeah.
Is front and center. So it makes sense that the console generation goes down towards the end because less people are buying, especially if the new one, the new one's coming and they miss that one, maybe they'll wait. So it makes sense that the price goes lower because it might encourage people to pick it up, and then you form a habit, and then you get the new one anyways. I think that's the thinking. But I think that's just a reflection of how much components are costing now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's a reflection on like Sony or Nintendo or the console. I think that's a downstream effect from the RAM thing, which signs are starting to point to OpenAI has been canceling some of its contracts, or they're going like they put in orders for the stuff, right? It's not like they're buying it now; they're like making commitments to purchase over X amount of years, and it looks like some of those are already starting to.
Yeah, they're pulling back.
Cancel.
Yeah.
So, this may be like a case where, if these start going unfulfilled, they'll return to their old ways. But because it's a bit of a cartel, if you watch, this isn't a first-hand opinion, as I'm just saying, it's a second-hand opinion from various content creators, but generally speaking, because of the choke points in RAM, like this kind of manufacturing, there is a bit of a cartel situation going on. So, if they withhold supply from the market for a while, just because they're back to selling to consumers, let's say, doesn't necessarily mean they'll all lower the prices. Like, now that they've set the prices higher, and they'll just leave it at such and let the market catch up. So. I wouldn't expect the prices to go down, but I would expect the availability to go up, and we'll see what happens, kind of thing.
I think they. Why isn't that working? Sorry. I think they have an intent to eventually launch a new console. It's been delayed. We already know that, but this gives them a way to. I don't want to be conspiratorial, but I'll go ahead and be with this one thing. This gives them a way to raise prices and expectations for the cost of new consoles or consoles in general. Mm-hmm. So that when a new one does come out, if they say the base model is $700, nobody's going to bat an eye because that's what they were already paying.
Yeah.
So I worry about that, but whatever.
I mean, that's a likely explanation. Like, the strategy is make it seem very expensive, so the next one feels like a deal.
Yeah, they've always lost lead with these. Anyway, they lose money at launch, and then they make it up down the road. And with licensing, this time maybe they'd rather, do the Nintendo route, which is, let me make the full amount, on day one.
Well, they're probably still going to lose money, but I'm sure it's a game to lose as little money as possible. So there's like an opportunity. I think you kind of nailed it. Like, let's make this stuff look expensive. So the next thing, which will also be expensive, but it'll still look like a deal. It'll be like,
this is only $50 more than the current base model PS5. Wow. But really, we're $200 more than we were.
That's one aspect of the strategy. The other is, how the jumps in marketing in appearance for these games is definitely a lot less than like in the first generations. Like the PS1 to PS2, you went, wow, that's playing better looking games. They do more, they're cooler. The jump between like 4 and 5, it's better, but it's less impressive. Yeah. You'd have to be more of a knowledgeable gamer to tell the difference. Mm-hmm. Whereas you could put anybody in front of a PS1 and PS2 and say, which one looks more powerful? And like the most uninformed person will tell you the PlayStation 2 looks better. So it should be worth more money and all that, so.
I was reading something yesterday about how Moore's Law is coming to an end. Like, we're getting to the point where Moore's Law no longer works with how.
Ooh, what's Moore's Law?
So it's not Moore's. What's the chip law where every year it doubles in capacity or whatever it is?
I thought it was Moore's Law. I don't know.
Hold on. Moore's Law.
Is the observation made by Intel co-founder Gordon Moore in 1965 that the number of transistors on a dense integrated circuit doubles approximately every 2 years.
That's it. Yeah, the transistors doubles how often? 2 years.
Every 2 years.
And he was saying, this dude I was talking to, or this article I read said, talking to him, it's text on a screen. We had a real parasocial thing going on with this guy that wrote an article. But anyway, that it was coming to a close, that we're getting to that point, which has no real bearing on this discussion. But
but if you're in business and such a thing exists, then you would be remiss not to plan ahead. If it's every 2 years, the status quo of your business will be disrupted. Mm-hmm. It's like, so if you're making decisions that anchor you to a certain market predictability, or certain supply chain predictability that you've got to plan ahead and be like, this will all be irrelevant in 2 years when X changes.
Right.
So to say that we can't rely on Moore's law means that like our business can't rely on 2xing technological capacity for consumer products every year, which drives interest in sales. So like that's why exactly what I'm saying about PlayStation 6 versus 5. It's like, oh, we're 4x the capacity, but what is that really doing to excite me about your product? Like they both kind of look samey,
Yeah.
If you're well informed, you might be excited. If you're not, you're just going to look at it and go like, the last one works fine.
Yeah. Kind of feels like that. John, do you have any big thoughts on Sony doing this to people? I mean, I don't blame Sony as much as I just blame this where we're at. But what do you think? I
mean, like that's the thing. It's not really a blame game, right? Like we understand why this is happening. Like maybe not literal 100% clarity on the specifics, but I think even if you're kind of ignoring what's going on in the world, you have a vague idea of why, for the first time ever, consoles are getting more expensive this far into their life rather than less, because we did this with Xbox not long ago too. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day why. Like if you can point to it and go, oh, here's the reason, that doesn't make it okay. This is too much money for a console that's been out for over what their typical lifespan is supposed to be, because Sony traditionally, used to aim for that 10-year life cycle on a console, right? So 6 years, we're over halfway through that. And even that's a bit of a fallacy anymore. But it's too much. It shouldn't be going in this direction. And to anybody that doesn't have one of these already, you made it this far. You certainly don't need to pay this much for it now. Don't buy one.
Yeah. Yeah, Liam was just, I think I talked about it on the show. Liam O'Brien just bought a Pro last week or something. And I was talking to him today and I go, nice timing, dude. You freaking
he got in right under the wire.
Yeah.
Oh, he bought it. It's like me and the Steam Deck bought it before it was sold out.
Yeah,
and
it was good timing.
Bought it before the price.
Yeah.
Increased. Nice.
So good for anyone who did that. I don't, who knows what the future's going to bring.
I'm just curious, like, what motivated him to get the Pro? Like,
I think it was just like,
or just as his first purchase of.
I think his thing to me. This isn't. I'm not spilling any beans about anything. He said that he's been doing so much mobile gaming because they travel so much for Critical Role and constantly one con to another and all that stuff, that he does just a lot of stuff on Steam Deck and some retro consoles and things like that. And he said, I'm getting more of a chance to sit down with some like big deal, games that I've missed over time, and I'd like to catch up on something that's as capable as you can sort of be. So he just went for that one because it seemed like the most, which I agree with.
It's good console.
Most power, get you the best looking version of anything console related.
Yeah, absolutely. So and so far he's been loving it. Although I think his biggest praise was how K-pop Demon Hunters looked insane on this 4K version. Looked insane on this TV playing it on a PlayStation Pro or something like that.
Oh, I haven't watched it in 4K. Man, I love that movie.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, so there's that. Sony, good luck with whatever happens there.
Yeah.
Stormgate's losing multiplayer because of an AI company purchasing their server partners. John, what happened?
Okay, well, hey, you all remember Stormgate?
Yep.
Was a bit of a flash in the pan. It was supposed to be the successor to Warcraft 3 and StarCraft, and
ex-Blizzard people on it.
Ex-Blizzard people doing an RTS. It didn't receive the biggest reception in the whole wide world, but it has been out and going. Unfortunately, they've announced that they are removing multiplayer, online multiplayer. Now, not because the game is shuttering or anything like that. It's because the people they partnered with to provide online server support got bought by an AI company, and that AI company is shutting down anything that is not AI based. So
wow, nice partners you have there.
Weird.
So the end result is they are going to patch in a way to play the game in an offline capacity, and they are hoping to one day patch back in more multiplayer again and bring it back, but it does require them to partner with somebody else to provide that. And so it's whether or not they can fund it, get another partner, and make it happen. So it is not sure yet at this point that that's going to be something that happens.
And this game's still free to play. It was always free to play. Do I have that wrong? Let's see.
It was always free to play, but it had an early access period where you would buy a Founders Edition, you know?
Oh, that's right.
So it was kind of paid for the beta phase and stuff like that. And then I think it's free to play now.
Here it is. Yep, it is a free to play game. You're right. They had that phase where you could buy into, basically you get packs that give you extra skins and crap. I mean, and there's still a lot of those things you can buy, but it is a free to play game. Okay, well, the reason I'm bringing that up or even ask is, had this been a premium game out of the gate, like we all kind of wanted it anyway, this would be a very bad thing that they strip multiplayer and say, we hope to have it up soon. It's like, ooh, guys, that's.
But we've looked at the live concurrence for a while now. This affects a couple hundred people pretty much. Not even throwing shade. I think it's just a small. 23 in game right now. Like I don't. Like it's just because there isn't. RTS is like an ongoing game, ongoing conversation in the gamer space. Like, where's the new RTS? Like the genre is definitely on a downswing,
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of popularity, and Stormgate was kind of, it was the great RTS hope for a little while, and it just for whatever reason didn't connect, didn't click, and.
For a while, it's all anyone talked about in the RTS space. We were so excited.
Well, I think people were very excited, and some bigger channel like Artosis and Tasteless were a big part of, among other, like they were hooked into the streamer culture, the RTS creators and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting it in the hands of people to whom it would be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with a lot of this stuff is if you want something to be big, you've got to connect it to two bases. You got to connect it to the no-lifers, the pros, or whatever you want to call it, and then the casual audience. Like that's always the challenge, right? Like Diablo's kind of like that. You have people who will play every day, and then you'll have people who will just play for the campaign or to their friends occasionally. You gotta entice both of them, and usually one is to the detriment of the others. You make it too kiddie or Mickey Mousey or Care Berry or whatever you want to call it, then the hardcores don't want to play it. And that was kind of a critique of Heroes of the Storm. And you make it too hardcore, and you make no money. And this kind of, I think, ultimately struggled to find a lane with either of them at the end of the day, for better or for worse. But and I think their finances, they've run into that, the burn rate. They've run into a wall where, like, they technically could keep working on it. It could be the best game in 3 years, but I think they might be struggling.
Did anybody here end up trying it? I never did try it. John, did you try playing it?
No, they lost me when they said free to play.
Oh, yeah. I remember it. Yeah, me too, I think.
I've tried it early. I haven't gotten in actual launch, but I played it early and thought it was good, but it had a lot of weirdness. I think the fictional world they picked was not super great. It felt a little like... Honestly, it feels like the Doom reboot. Like you've got the people who are kind of Fortnite-looking Doom guy people. The Terrans, which is fine, but they're the characteristics-wise, they lack the character of like the StarCraft, universe, right? Even though they did put effort into that, like they did have characters, and then it was like the forces of hell, and then the forces of the angels. That's the third faction, is the angelic faction. And I just don't think it, for whatever reason, I don't think it connected. I think maybe it might be an art thing where the art is not very evocative.
Just comes off as really generic.
Yeah, like this is the part where I'm saying you gotta like connect with people who are not hardcore RTS players, right? Like plenty of people that are not hardcore RTS players still really dig the StarCraft universe, and that's what brings in sales and stuff, right? To the point where there's rumored shooter being developed in the Unreal Engine by Blizzard. There's some job postings and stuff going up, and a lot of rumblings that Microsoft wants to get that StarCraft IP back online for shit, because it's a cool universe. It's resonant and it's in the public's mind's eye. So it's like part of in making this game, if they wanted to hit the level of excitement, is just capturing. I think that I just, it might not even be like attributing a failure to them. It's just sometimes you make a game and it doesn't connect, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not a terrible premise. It's just, there wasn't anything uniquely its own where you're like, man, you might not be into RTSs, but you'll really dig the story, and it's, you know, kind of fun and casual to play or something like that. And I you know, they had Simu Liu, which was shows that they were thinking about it. You know, they got I think a really good ambassador for the game in him. People like Simu, but it just, you know, for whatever reason, it just hasn't connected.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But, you know, they had some innovative ideas to make RTSs like easier to play and stuff like that. Like, I think it had good bones. I played it early, and my awareness is that, like, since there isn't much in there that people are finding fun, that again, there's 20 people in game right now. I'll just play other shit. Yeah, it's just like, you know, that hype. It's always it's very real, that like that Metacritic thing where, you know, your game might be super awesome. It gets a bunch of crappy reviews, so no one tries it, no one plays it, just because of the sheep effect, you know?
Yeah, and as John was saying earlier, the free-to-play thing's a real downer for just at the get, and I kind of felt that too. It just seems weird. I don't want a yet another quote-unquote game as a service that wants to just say, hey, what if your army had... they all look like pink bunnies for Easter, and you can buy the bundle, $25 US, you know, like... I can't. RTSs and that, for whatever reason, to me are incompatible. They just don't make sense. I
think they were going for a hybrid thing where you pay for the campaign.
Oh, is that the deal?
Because you do want your online game, you want a player base, you want to reduce the friction, and free to play for an esport is kind of the way to go.
Whatever. Did they just never get around to selling the campaign or something? Because that never happened, as far as I know.
I think it wasn't available in early access, and I just don't know what the state of it is now.
Then their problem was from a marketing perspective, because I stopped paying attention as soon as they said free to play. I was like, oh,
campaign, Ashes of Earth campaign.
Yeah, I'm with John. $38.50.
Campaign, you do buy if you want to play a single player campaign, it's $32.50. I don't think their business model was terrible. I think they didn't show anything that got anyone excited. I think the professional players had high praise for what they were doing. Like, this was a good effort. But I think from their perspective, you have to be more exciting. Like, they're still playing competitive StarCraft 1 in Korea. If you look for it, there's like Artosis and Tasteless are shoutcasting ASL. Is it ASL? Well, whatever it's called nowadays. Still shoutcasting competitive StarCraft 1 in Korea. It's still a thing. And so you're competing with that. They were competing with that. They were trying to make a new RTS that's going to dethrone that. And, you know, it's hard for me to do a post-mortem on how exactly they failed, except, like, I know from a normie standpoint, they didn't make it interesting to bring in normal people to play, you know, for whatever reason. Yeah.
Sure.
So I would say for me personally, it was kind of like what you're showing right there. It's like well animated, but it looks like kids' TV show.
Yeah, it looks generic.
Also, did they pay Kyle Ferguson for his likeness for that?
No. Also, why'd they make him so short? Kyle's like 6'3".
Kyle's a lot taller than that.
Yeah, he's a big, tall guy. I don't know, man. I wish them nothing but the best, but there's going to be a day where we have some meaningful discussion on the show about the Blizzard curse of devs who were known for big deals happening at Blizzard leave and think they can recreate it. And it's been so rare. In fact, I'm not sure it's happened yet. Like every one of them, including the freaking founder of the company and Dreamhaven, they can't find a hit.
Well, I think that to me at least, as an outside observer, it feels like Blizzard's success is a success that was built up, and you can't leave that behind and continue to just walk as if you were in the exact same position. And granted, they're not trying to make like the biggest AAA games you've ever seen. Like a lot of these things do feel walked back, but they require a buy-in that people aren't going to give this property. So for example, Stormgate. You say the factions are, you got people, you got demons, and you got angels. Your brain immediately goes, okay, you got Terran, Zerg, and Protoss, right? Like, that's what the logic...
Or Nephilim hell in the high heavens.
It's like what you immediately draw, right?
Yeah.
And so when you invoke that, when people are going to look at your game and go, Blizzard, RTS, StarCraft, oh, we have people, demon, monster things, and angelic light beings, we're immediately going to go, okay, here's StarCraft. Why am I not just playing StarCraft? Mm-hmm. Like, it's there. I can go play it right now.
Yeah.
And you have to build something, and you can't necessarily ride the coattails of something that you don't have the rights to ride the coattails of anymore. You can't be like, hey, look, it's not StarCraft. It's like, okay, no, thank you. Not
I'm the guy that helped make StarCraft. Okay. But you're not making, I totally agree with you.
You're not making StarCraft.
Yeah, like, I agree with that. Yeah.
It's tricky, and that's not to say that you can't take the things you've worked on and put it somewhere else. Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding. In the hands of any other creator, would Death Stranding have gotten nearly the level of attention that it got because it was Kojima leaving Konami and doing that?
Not even close.
Absolutely not.
No way.
And I don't think people would have given it as big a chance as they did without his name attached. It is 100% something that is possible to do, but you have to do it in a very particular way. And I think Blizzard has struggled with this. And honestly, I think one of the biggest things, and I've told you, this is tinfoil hat for sure. I'll put tinfoil hat on because I will admit I might just be a complete idiot saying this. But I think a lot of these people worked on the Blizzard campus. We've toured it. We've been there. They had very much you work here, you live here, you play here. Everybody plays and interacts with each other. And I think it's sort of built up this idea of, oh, this is how people play games. That's not how people play games. Most of us don't spend our job playing with each other. Mm-hmm. It's a unique thing that we get to do. The three of us don't get to play games with each other nearly as much as we would like to,
right?
Let alone our even greater expansion of friends, because life and stuff gets in the way of that. And one thing that every single one of these companies feels like they have done when they branched out is they've gone, what cool multiplayer focused, cooperative, let's all play together experience can we make? It's not working. Stop. Make something cool and build off of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's how Blizzard started.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to do now.
Yeah, they had to make that terrible Superman game. They had to make Rock and Roll Racing, great game, but they had to make it. They had to make, those the Vikings. What is that called?
Those three Vikings.
What was it called? The Lost Vikings, not those three Vikings.
Those three Vikings is such a good name for a game.
It's like a sitcom.
It was my favorite sitcom.
Yeah, it sounds like a three-camera.
Vikings.
But you're right about all of that. But also I do think there's this thing where there's a temptation, even in a modern sense, if you work there and you were part of a team that helped make StarCraft 2 happen or make Overwatch happen or whatever it is, and then you leave, the temptation is too great to sell on that recognition. I think that the long run would be better off if people just made something rad and it took off and exploded and everybody went, man, this is awesome. Who is this team? And then you secretly find out, oh my gosh, that guy that was on Overwatch worked on it. Like, instead of leading with that, they always lead with it. We're former Blizzard devs with some great ideas. It's like, I understand why that's tempting to sell on that. In fact, I think if I was in their position, I'd do the exact same thing. But I think it hurts them. I actually think it hurts.
It invokes expectation. It invokes a history, and it invokes comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I wish them the best. I hate hearing stuff like this where things are weird. Plus, Frost Giant Games is just a great name. It's a great name for a company.
It is. How the hell did they get that? In a world where Greg had to go with Fantastic Pixel Castle.
Yeah.
Everything was taken. How did someone get Frost Giant Games?
Somebody must have owned that domain forever, or they bought it, or who knows. It's crazy. Well, let's talk about something that's not getting great reviews, but seems to be selling tickets anyway. The new Super Mario movie is out, Super Mario Galaxy. I will share with people the current scores. Audiences seem to love it. Tomato meter, though, with critics, pretty bad. 42%. Not great. But it's out there. I still haven't seen the first one, so I don't know.
You haven't seen the first one?
No.
That's crazy.
I don't know why.
That's
just
crazy.
never got around to it.
It's good. Like, the movie, the genre of movie is fan service. So these critics are probably like, oh, the film text is so basic. You know, it's like, well, yeah, it's just about finding an Italian guy has a LSD trip and saves a princess from weird turtles. Like, it's, it's not absolute cinema, but it's really good, really colorful, really well animated. I like.
You had a good time with it. All right. Yeah. Some of the reviews.
Don't go in expecting like, I don't know, pick your filmmaker. It's not a Martin Scorsese joint. Like, No. But
although I would watch that, but yeah.
Like, if you're not into Mario, you're probably not you're gonna be ambivalent about watching it. The thing is, a lot of people like Mario, and it's a fun, it's a well-made rendition of Mario.
I guessed it on the Gamers Inn recently.
That it wouldn't do well, or that it wouldn't.
I guessed it. I was a guest. I was a guest on the Gamers Inn recently.
Got it.
And I got on a bit of a high horse about Illumination as a studio and the quality of their movies. And I don't necessarily go look it up if you want to hear me soapbox about Illumination and their quest for top level mediocrity. This sounds like Illumination doing. Well, I think Illumination is a garbage studio.
They don't. Their writing is bad.
The best that they can do is that was okay. Like, and that to them is like Academy Award. Like, they got an okay from people. I just don't like Illumination.
To me, it's like early DreamWorks. It was rough.
And the Super Mario Brothers movie, I liked. I think it could have been great, but I liked it. It was fine. I will there's a decent chance that this movie might be the first movie I take my son to. So it might end up in my personal family history. I don't expect I'm going to like it. I usually don't like Illumination movies because they're usually pretty bad. But
I like for the Illumination hate committee now.
I just don't like them. They're like
it's like, I got to give it to them. They did this okay, but generally speaking, they're trash.
It's like, aim for the top of the hill and maybe you'll fall down in the shrubs is like the best that Illumination can hope for. Right, and find something that someone laughs at once and run that joke into the ground as much as humanly possible. Make sure you never let it go.
I'm looking at all of them.
Maybe build an entire franchise around that one joke.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at their list of releases, and I'll be honest, with a couple of exceptions, I think I agree entirely with John. And even those exceptions aren't great. They're just okay. I thought the Lorax was okay. I thought The Secret Life of Pets was okay. And I thought Sing was okay. All the Despicable Me's, their version of The Grinch was super disappointing. Oh, Migration was kind of nice. I kind of liked Migration.
That said, these are movies you take your family to. Yeah. And here's the interesting thing. So kind of to what Beau's point is, I saw Dan Stapleton, who used to be the reviews editor, right, at IGN.
Still
I think was his title.
He's still there.
No, he left.
Oh,
he's done.
I thought Dan, he just reviewed...
Director retired, formerly IGN's director of reviews.
Holy shit. I did not know
I get
that.
What you're saying about these guys.
He's done. But he wrote a big thing about this where he said people push back on reviews for things like Mario, and they're like, "What did you expect? It's a movie for children. Why are you all being so serious?" And he's like, 5-year-olds aren't reading movie reviews. We don't write them for 5-year-olds. We don't write them for their perspective. We don't write them with them as the audience in mind. They're aimed at the parents that are taking the 5-year-olds and what to expect. I think that's understandable, but I do think that if the vast swath of the public misunderstands the point of your review, then what are you doing? Like, if people look at this and go, oh, come on, you're being too harsh. What was the point of that? Well, then they clearly don't understand that you're not writing this for 5-year-olds. You're writing it for the parents.
Yeah.
Well, then is your review doing its job? If people don't understand that that's the job it's doing. And I actually think a lot of the discourse we see, whether it's movie reviews, video game reviews, any reviews, is a fundamental misunderstanding of where journalists write reviews from, and whether or not that should be on us to all inform. Usually I'm on the side of, if you're asking a group of people to change their way of thinking or one person to change their way of thinking, it's easier, even if you're like, well, technically they're right. The one person should just shift. I think a lot of people don't understand where video game reviews come from. You know, there's been a lot of that. Like, oh, you gave Marathon a 9 and you gave Crimson Desert a 6. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and I understand where that frustration comes from, because I understand why people would be upset seeing those kinds of numbers and stuff like that. But I also understand the fundamentals of what companies are doing, what journalists are doing when they review these things. And I think it's why we are having a hard time giving any importance whatsoever to journalism, because we don't understand where those reviews are coming from, and whether that should be on us to figure out and understand how to properly read them, or whether that should be on the reviewers to say, hey, we need to get with the times. People clearly don't understand the purpose of this thing, because they don't read the text, they look at the number at the end, and then they compare it to everything we've ever reviewed in the history of time.
Yeah.
And they go, you're telling me that Grand Theft Auto 6 is better than Zelda Ocarina of Time? What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's
These are
such
not
a
the
point.
same game.
We're the problem, though, in that, like, which is kind of what you're saying. We don't understand where it's coming from. But when something doesn't match our particular bias, we just decide to throw that outlet must be the problem. They gave this a 6 and this a 9. F those guys. They don't think how I think, therefore they're wrong. That's some bullshit on our end. As viewers, as readers, as people. We shouldn't do that.
There are bad reviews. There are reviews I've had issues with. Absolutely. In fact, I haven't read either the Crimson Desert or the Marathon review. I don't agree with either of those numbers, because Marathon to me would be a 1. I have zero interest in that game. None. I would be the wrong person to review Marathon, because there's nothing appealing or interesting to me about that game at all.
Yeah.
And I would review it without playing it, and I'd give it a 1 and say nobody should play this shit, so they'll stop making it. And Crimson Desert, I really like. And if I was reviewing it for me, I'd get a very high score. If you said, John, what would you give this for other people? It probably would be in the realm of like a 7 or an 8 or something like that, because I don't think it's a game for everybody. Right?
Yeah. Nothing is. That's my whole point. Nothing's a game for everybody. And no reviewer has figured out a way to crack that egg and go, here's what we do. They try sometimes. It'd be like that paragraph that's like one of the other guys on staff, and he's got a slightly different opinion, and he'll write his little paragraph. But that's, to me, it's not enough. What they should do is figure out a way to do what you just kind of said, which is a way to go, all right, here's my review. It's coming from me. I love these kind of games, or whatever the bias is, whatever the thing is, so you have a full context of where their score is coming from. And then you say, because not every game is for everybody, which is, it should be implied, here are the people that somehow we've mathematically figured out that these are the categories of players we think this game is most for. So if you like shooters and you like extraction shooters in particular, Marathon is going to be your jam and the new hotness. If you don't like those things at all, if you'd rather play Stardew Valley all night, don't even bother with Marathon. I'd give it a 1 for you. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some kind of something that we can do.
I think the answer is what we have, and it's not good news for journalists, but the answer is you go online to somebody who streams this stuff or talks about it, and you go, I understand their opinion. So if you hate extraction shooters and you have zero interest in Marathon, you go, well, that's John Jagger. Like the cut of his jib. I'll listen to his 1 out of 10 Marathon review. Yeah, it sounds really bad. I agree. I got my confirmation bias for the day. But you know what? If you're actually curious about Marathon, I'm the last person you should listen to an opinion on Marathon for. You go find someone who's excited and interested about the game. You listen to them talk about it and you go, oh, okay, I see what their problems are with it. How does that apply to me? Because when you're watching somebody play it or talk about it, you're getting the context that usually all those tricky words they make you scroll through before you get to the number value at the end usually add that context for you, but you're being entertained by it, and so you go, oh, okay, this is interesting, this is fascinating, now I understand why this is good or why this is bad or what I might like and what I might not like. And even that, as good a system as that isn't perfect, because I'll tell you, when I started playing Crimson Desert, I read reviews, I watched streams, I listened to people talk about it, and I went into that game going, I have no idea what this game is or if I'm going to like it or what it's going to be. I have zero. I might love this game, I might hate this game, and I cannot tell. And maybe that's part of why it was such an interestingly divisive game, because I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
But I think, again, game journalism is struggling because I think there is a better way, and the better way is to go watch it, go listen to people that are hitting in your neighborhood of what your interests are, or at least someone you fundamentally understand where they're coming from, and go, how does this apply to how I feel about games? And base it on that. Use them like a compass. It doesn't have to be exact. You can go, this person likes RPGs, but not nearly as much as me. So if they think it's okay, maybe I'll think it's great.
I just don't understand why people can't see reviews in an outlet like IGN or any other and say, every time this, we'll use Dan as an example. By the way, the reason I thought Dan was still there, he just reviewed Slay the Spire 2 this month. So I thought, or March. So I thought, well, how the hell's he gone? He's still doing writing. He'll still do freelance for them, I guess is what he's doing.
You can take the IGN out of Dan, but you can't take the Dan out of IGN.
That's right. He's a really nice guy in person. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so why regular people can't see reviews by, say, Dan Stapleton and go, wow, I agree almost every time with him. So every time a review pops from him, I'm going to pay attention. And the site makes it very easy to do that because he's got my interests. He's getting handed games that if he's giving them good scores, chances are he and I are kind of on the same page. This other guy, Larry, we'll call him, Larry the loser reviewer, whatever. The guy makes reviews about games that I don't like and I never agree with him. I won't read his reviews because clearly he and I are not the same kind of gamer. Why can't people do that instead of just throwing entire outlets under the bus saying, well, I don't trust a damn thing they say. One guy gave one game this and another guy gave another game this. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because of two different people, you dipshit.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
People want a quick, easy answer. That's why Metacritic exists. I don't want to even bother looking at the individual reviews. Give me a summary of all reviews. Give me the shorthand. And again, IGN, I think they're high guard. Not High Guard. What is it? Not High Guard. No, what was the Dragon Age game?
Dragon Age Inquisition. No,
not Inquisition. Veilguard. Guard something.
Jeez.
One of those guards.
Thank you, Beau.
Dragon Age Veilguard. I read that IGN review, and I think it's one of the worst video game reviews I've ever read. I don't know if they ever changed their score. I've never gone back to it, but on the day the game came out, they gave it, I think, a 9, said it was one of the best games that had ever been made by the studio. And I read the review, and when I read the review, I was like, this does not read like a 9 out of 10. Like, the review was constantly like, it does this, which I don't really like, but, and then there was like everything came with like an exception, or I really liked this, even though, and I was like, does that sound like a 9 out of 10 game to me? Like, not at all. It's a terrible review. In that sense, in the I need to understand how they got to this number down at the bottom of the page. But here's what even that review, which I consider a bad one, did. As I read through it, I went, oh, I'm not going to like this game. I'm going to have a hard time with this because it was in the text at least informative enough for me to go, oh, I don't think this is going to line up with what I want from this game.
Well, that's because you read it. And I think a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
People look at the score, go, they gave it a 10. That seems ridiculous. Or they gave it a 2. How can that be? But they don't ever check to see how it could be or why it was so good or why it was maybe a more nuanced take. Like you're saying, well, they give it a 9. 8, whatever it was.
I think they gave it a 9.
Yeah, and to read it to find out why they gave it a 9, and then to find out that it's complicated and they actually kind of seemed more negative, and maybe the score didn't even match what they said. Like, that's a nuanced, critical thinking move, John, that a lot of people just don't freaking take. And that's my beef. Yeah. I'm not here to defend IGN. They happen to be the conversation. But I'm for those listening who think
one of the only reviewers still left going on, big reviewers going on every game and all of that.
Yeah.
They're an easy target for a lot of reasons. One of the biggest ones being that they're the ones reviewing almost every game that comes out.
Yeah, they're still here doing it. And I see the inherent issues and problems that everybody has, but why do we want to burn all this shit down? Like, do we just want the Metacritic thing? And if we just want the Metacritic thing, well, then who's providing the scores to create the aggregate? Do you want robots doing that? Do you don't care where the number's coming from? Does it even matter what the number is? If it's just above 8, you're cool. If it's below 7, you're pissed. I just think people suck. That's where I'm putting my flag. People suck.
They do. But again, people aren't going to change, right? Like,
probably not. No.
It's one thing to go, hey, if you all should read this and this is how you should do it. If they're not engaging with it that way, then what is the purpose of the review?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe we're on the cusp of something new. And it's mostly robots, if we're honest. We'll see what happens.
I sort of get John's a lot better why he doesn't like Illumination. That's me and the Hollywood 4, the Jumanji movies. Let's have 4 characters go into some IP and say one-liners.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is.
Beau has been looking at the Illumination videography and going, you know what? Nope, they are mid.
I totally get what you're saying. I can find a way to identify with.
Yeah, they're pretty mid. I mean, I used to say this about DreamWorks, and I think their early work was still pretty mid, but they got better. It's all writing, really. It's all we're asking. It's just better writing. The tech's fine. Look, these are beautiful movies. Those Mario movies, they look great. It's just make them interesting and well written.
I mean, there's a difference between something that's just something you throw on versus something that's like, wow, it was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the difference.
Yep, that is true. So there's that. Let's talk about before we go to our break, the Resident Evil Capcom classics that dropped on Steam. You should probably still get them on Good Old Games, but if you want the Steam versions, what are we talking? 1, 2.
They put 1, 2, 3. They put Dino Crisis. They put Breath of Fire 4.
Whoa!
They put a bunch of stuff on there.
All Capcom's doing. They're doing this, I assume.
Yeah, Capcom released it. These games have all been on Good Old Games, and truthfully, if you're looking to buy these games, you should still buy them on Good Old Games, simply because you get them without DRM. The only real thing that Capcom has done to these versions of the games that they've put on there is that now it has DRM attached to it.
Right.
So that's fun.
It's Steam DRM, but yeah.
I've heard, I don't think that's true.
Oh, is it worse than that?
I think it does have third-party DRM.
Oh, why?
Chat just said third-party, so
why?
I think they did it. So, look, I understand wanting to buy things on Steam. I recently just bought Diablo 4, a game I don't even really like, on Steam, just to have it on Steam. And to get the expansion, and it was on sale.
Sure.
But point is, I could have probably spent ultimately less money and not had it on Steam. But I get the urge to have it there. It's there if you want it. But if you want probably a better version of it simply because it doesn't have DRM attached to it, I would buy it from Good Old Games. And actually, in the case of Resident Evil, and it might actually be in the case of all of them, they are part of Good Old Games program where they are going to continue to update these games to make sure they continue to have compatibility going forward. I don't know that Steam offers a guarantee on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that is something that is advertised with GOG, and so it's worth it. And I'll also say this because maybe is embarrassing. Maybe I'm the only person who didn't know this, But I used to hear that a lot, like when Witcher was coming out and they're like, play it on good old games. We don't have DRM. I was like, that sounds cool. I didn't really know what that meant. So if there are a few of you out there who, like me at that time, didn't know what that means, if you buy this on goodoldgames.com, you get the game. If Good Old Games disappears, you can download the game. You have the files on your computer. There is no online check to make sure that you have the rights to play that game. You own that game. You can put it on a CD and make an install disc out of it. You can do what you want with it. It's your game to have. That is not the case with the Steam version. If Steam goes away, if Capcom decides to pull access to it, although Steam is pretty good at letting you have some way of getting it, even in the cases where stuff like that happens, but you're licensing the game, essentially.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
So I would still recommend getting it on GOG, but if you are a Steam-only kind of person, it's cool that they exist there, too.
Yeah, I agree. There now. So if you want them, get them. Let's take a break. When we come back from the break, the games we played. We'll talk a little more about Resident Evil Requiem. We had a bit of pre-show on that, but we want to make sure the main show gets some of that as well. And a few other things that are going on. We'll find out why John is so hooked on Crimson Desert and how he can help me find the hook. All right? That's your job, John. Convince me what I'm doing wrong.
Hold the left stick in for a minute,
Yep.
and then you aim it.
Yeah.
And then you let it go, and then the hook comes out.
Oh, well, all is forgiven. I'm ready to play that game. Anyway, that'll be after this break. Stay tuned. All right. Here's what. And that. And then we're back. Hey, everybody, we're back. Are we? Yes, we are. We're back. Hey, hello. We had a break. Now we're back, and that means it's time for us to talk about the games we played. And I say to that, why not? Oh, I don't have it ready. I thought I had the thing ready to push. There we go.
Why not? Because you weren't ready.
Because I wasn't ready. The games we played this week. All right, we'll get into the shared real quick. Resident Evil Requiem, as we have alluded to many times on the show, was played by myself. Part 1, about 2 hours of this thus far. And John was there the entire time, helping me make my way through some really nasty graphic, like some really gross stuff. This game is decidedly just they're back to 7 stuff to me, and I don't think it's just the first person viewpoint that I'm using with Grace. We made the decision to do that because John's like, well, they meant you to see it that way, so maybe try it because you can switch back and forth. You have to do it in the menu. I took his advice and did it first person for Grace's stuff, and then it's automatically third person when you play with Leon. So you can play first person with him as well if you want to play the entire game that way. But who doesn't want to look at Leon, you know?
Yeah.
Hubba.
Yeah. You played a little Leon.
I did.
That's the other thing is, were you surprised that you get a little Leon time in the first 2 hours?
So this is what was so interesting about the game for me so far is that I was worried about the pacing. And I seem to remember you saying this too when you first cracked it open or where you first talked about it. Because there was this talk about how, well, Grace's sections of the game are very 7 and very methodical and very survival horror and limited weaponry and all these sorts of things. But then when Leon comes around, it's more actiony and it's, you know, and it's that on paper makes me nervous because I just think, well, that's hard to succeed in that goal, to make that work, to be so, you know, different. It's going to feel jarring, or at least that was my fear. It's not at all. In fact, it's very good. There's a pacing to this that feels like smart television drama scripting. When it cuts from her to him, it's like the right moment to do it. And then you do a bunch of stuff with him, and then you're like, oh, right, once I've done this, I'm back to Grace. And then when they cross over, it's like a cool vibe of bringing it all to the same place and space. And I'm just really impressed with that part of this game. Didn't think I was going to be. I thought I was going to be annoyed by it. And instead, it's like maybe the best thing about it is the feeling that I'm always kind of up to something new. My toolbox changes depending on the scenario. And it doesn't feel like a disparity that's a negative. It feels like a positive in this game. Really like that about it. And I think that it's so far really proven out to be maybe the best RE game I've ever played. For the first 2 hours is not a lot to say that, but I already I don't know. There's something here. There's some sauce here, you know?
I think one of the big tests is you got to play for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know you're committed to play 2 more hours next week, but did you feel inclined like, man, I kind of wish I could play more of that?
Yes, I could have kept going. For those wondering, like, how are you holding up scary wise? Like, is it too scary or whatever? It's very scary. It made me drop an F-bomb, which I don't know if anyone in the main show has heard this, but if you're a patron, you've already heard about it. It made me drop a big fat F-bomb for the first time ever on stream of any kind. And that's cool. It's how do I explain it? It's just as visceral as ever. Maybe it's also I matured into it a bit more, where I kind of know. It's hard to explain. I'm having a lot of fun. I laughed as much as I screamed. Like, I was really enjoying it. And there's some weird stuff in it that just is funny on the face of it. And, you know, Leon with his one-liners. And I think Grace is... Oh, this is the other thing I want to mention. The actress that plays Grace is very good. Like, she's so convincing as this person who is terrified, out of her element, out of the water fish kind of thing going on with her. The poor thing. She's just so perfect for the character. And I hope at the end of the year when they start giving away awards to voice actors in games, like at the Game Awards, that she gets noticed for this because it's so good. That's actually kind of across the board. All that stuff is better. Usually Resident Evil famously is a cheesy dialogue kind of game. Its roots are in that. And as the games went on, sure, they got better, but they didn't get that much better. Like, the cheese is always sort of there, and it's fun cheese. Nothing wrong with it. But this is somehow managing to retain some of the cheese and then also be really convincing and as good as any horror movie I've seen, dialogue-wise. Like, it's really good. So... what else can I say about it? We're like we say, we're only 2 hours into my playthrough. John's played the game like 6 times, so he knows everything that's coming. That makes for I think a very funny stream. Despite that, though, I ran into a couple of things John's never seen, he says.
Yeah, that was the real surprise for me, as I found out, man, this game maybe has some more moments to mess with you than I thought. Like, the very first time when he was getting chased by the girl, there is an area that you start that is, by all accounts, like a safe room. It's kind of the first safe room that you were shown where it's like, hey, you can be here.
Yeah.
And it is an okay place to be. And I thought that was a universal truth, and somehow Scott got the power cut to that room, and I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, and knowing that the thing that's coming after me is only afraid of light, and now all the sources of light are gone. She's not afraid of my lighter, by the way. That's not enough light to freak her out.
Yeah.
Then I was just... That's when I cussed, because I was just like, I'm effed.
Well, because you were also clearly enjoying your safety. You were leaning back a little bit. You were getting a drink of water. You were like, and now I'm in this like lap of luxury, and I'll just kick back. And then the lights just pop, out they go, and you were not ready.
It's probably what impressed me the most about the game is I'm seeing things that are unpredictable. And normally the loop or the things you got to do, once you get your head around them and I get past my initial freak out because it scared me or whatever, you can kind of see the underpinnings or how the sausage is made a little bit. And then you're like, it's a video game. I just have to run that way. And it'll always be over there when I do that. You have these like constants. The game decided to make that not the case. There's some stuff that even somebody like John, who's played 6 times through the thing. Is it 6, 7, 6? 5?
I don't know at this point. Probably 6.
6 sounds right.
Maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, it sounds like
to
the
avoid
number.
the meme, we'll say 5 or 6.
That you've been through it that many times, and still there are things in it that you didn't know about because your play style was slightly different. I mean, that's a really impressive thing to do in a game like this. And then to do it, as you can see at this toilet, with such insane levels of fidelity. I think the RE engine, legitimately, I say this, is the most impressive engine right now. Now, it's very specific to this stuff, dark places and harsh lighting coming off of hard edges, and the Resident Evil need for the engine to do what it does. That's clear, but it's just so well realized and so hyper detailed. I don't think I've seen a game quite like it. And I already kind of felt this about previous RE games. They just get better that in that regard. But man, what a realized world this is. It's really something. Yeah, it's very good so far. We're going to keep going. It's on Tuesdays until we're done. And then the entire series of them will be up on the site in 2-hour increments. Maybe I'll do a big supercut, John, be like a 12-hour one for people who like the non-stops, like you do.
Although I don't think people could fall asleep to you playing a horror game.
No.
Like, you're the opposite of the relax, fall asleep to vibe. You're more of a make sure you don't sleep vibe.
Yeah.
It's more of an alarm clock scenario.
Yeah. It's really something to behold, though. And the fact that I'm enjoying myself as much as I am, despite being as freaked or more freaked than I've ever been by one of these, is a testament to this game. I don't know how else to describe that. It's not what I expected. To have fun while the kind of fun I'm having. I always have fun because it's John and we're laughing and we're having a good time. But I'm like, when this game's over, I'm never touching this again. I'm having as much fun here as I've ever had in an RE game, and it's entirely possible that I do some like new game plus with a better gun or some shit just to see what I can do. Do you know what I mean? Now, I haven't seen some of the bigger bosses yet. We have only had to deal with Grandma Hates the Light, and that's it.
Yeah.
But so I know there's worse things down the road. I may change my mind entirely about what I'm willing to redo, but the minute to minute has just been more fun than I thought it would be. And not in a light, heartwarming fun. It's terrifying, but it's really sound. And they clearly have been doing these for a long time. They've learned many lessons. It feels like a lot of applied lessons here, and they've just made maybe the best thing ever. And it makes me wonder what 10 could even be. Like, what are they even going to do with 10?
I don't know. I'm sure they're going to do it, though. The series seems to be gaining traction, not going the other way. So, and well-deserved.
Also, Grace needs no DLSS 5. Just saying. Putting that out there.
She's fine the way she is.
She's absolutely fine the way she is. Yeah.
Your supercut of this, though, and all your scared sounds has re-inspired my son to continue to call you by the nickname he has given you, which is Scott Wololo.
Well, Scott Wololo?
Yeah.
Is it because of the Wololo?
Yeah, so one of the first videos I showed my son of you was your Wololo, Wololo, Wololo. And somewhere along the way, he just started referring to you as Scott Wololo.
Yeah.
And then we laughed because we thought it was funny, and he got a laugh, so he keeps doing it.
Yeah, that's what kids do. Yeah.
But he watched this video, and because there were moments where you would go lo 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 lo, he goes, "It's Scott Wololo."
Yeah, I hadn't considered that it's just a variation on that. Here's what for those who are not in the know. Some of the great sound clips of video game history from Age of Empires 2. So that's where that came from. Anyway, one little moment here I wanted to go back and show you. I'm so impressed with some of the visual physics in this game. Look at this, like this drapery that's kind of gauzy. It's like super thin drapery with just a little bit of a breeze kicking it. It's freaking... Like, I know video games have come a long way, guys. I know that. I've been paying attention. But gosh dang it, this game. Every little thing feels wet and smelly and dirty and blowy and beautiful in a dark way. Like, it's really something. So
scary games are good for that too, because you're paying more attention to details.
Yeah.
Like in a shooter, you just run past and go like, whatever.
Yeah.
Drapes, who cares? Shoot them.
Yeah. And this one, I just kind of want to admire stuff. And
but this one, like little, you're hyper aware of every little like detail because you're, where's the scary thing going to come from? So you pay more attention.
Yeah, the hair tech's really good. It's a thing you can turn on and off, but if you have the card for it, the hair looks real nice and just believable. So when the creature comes around with a ton of weird hair coming out of every freaking mole and eyeball socket and whatever, like that old grandma thing that's chasing you, it's freaking... sure, Mr. X is scary. They got nothing on this. This lady's the worst. Easily the worst. And I'm sure John's thinking... Oh, you have no idea what's worse, because this is like an intro. It's 2 hours in.
Yeah, like how much is the game separated into chapters or
Kinda?
acts or
Kinda, right? Would you call them chapters, John? It's hard to explain how they do it.
Sort of like chapters, yeah. The game kind of has two distinct halves, but within those halves, there's a lot of little breaks and shifts. So, Scott, you've kind of gotten through what I would consider kind of the intro or the prologue of the game.
Right.
Because now you're kind of hitting your first big, long run of where Grace is going to be your main character for a while now.
Right.
But even then, there are still interstitials with Leon mixed through it. And then the back half of the game is more Leon focused with Grace interstitials mixed throughout.
I think one thing they've done really well, that as you were explaining it, what it tells me is the game has learned to do television language or even film, more of a film language to it. Most of these games, it's just like, well, keep going. The pacing is more about getting to the end and surviving and finding stuff and, oh, I died, let's reload, and just the kind of game language we're used to for a long form game like this. AAA 3D game like this. Whereas this game seems to understand filmic language of pacing. Like when it's Grace's turn, her name is this huge, bold white letters, Grace, and then where she is, like in the city or whatever. These like very familiar to, you see it in TV all the time now. Like an episode of Pluribus or something, where it's just like block letters and they kind of go, oh yeah, we're in the city now. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. And there's that feeling of somebody at Capcom, who's director of this game, is employing those ideas, and it feels really good. It just feels like it's less dread because I know that the pacing's going to take care of me. It's hard to explain, but it's really well done. So far, so good. I'd give it a thumbs up for the 2 hours I've been in. We'll see how the other 8 treat me, but I'm excited to continue on. As far as what I got up to outside of this, more WoW, more Dragon Quest Builders 2. Not much new to say on either front, except new raid out in WoW. I watched the cinematic for the ending of that raid. Without spoiling anything, I'm just going to say that I think it is... We talked about this a little bit pre-show. It's given me a little more thought about it. It's a weird little moment that probably needed to happen to rip a Band-Aid off a problem and try to correct it. But it pissed me off a little bit, partly because it just felt like really lazy writing in that moment. You'll have to see this, Beau, and then tell me what you think.
I mean, I don't mind. John is probably not going to play, I don't think.
Well, he knows what it is. He saw it.
I know what it is. Yeah, I saw it.
I don't mind if you tell me about it.
Are you going to spoiler baron?
I'm going to spoiler baron it up. So, chat, there's the spoiler baron. Let's put some music back here.
Spoiler baron for the end cinematic of the current WoW raid.
All right. When this music ends and that baron goes away, you are safe to come back. All right. So... It's like the worst music for the thing we're going to describe.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very distracted now from.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but we're doing it for our people. So here's what happens at the very end of that raid. You get your two. I forgot her name. Valera.
Oh,
and the son. Amadon and Abercrombie. What's his name? Eretor. Thanks, with the goatee and the burnt sideburns. So they're there. They've been with us the whole time doing stuff. And I don't know what the raid itself looks like, so I'm not sure why they're right where they are. I know we've got a problem with the void well and all this because I did the other raids.
Sunwell or the void?
Well, there's a void well now. That's the whole thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so Xalatat's floating down with her bare feet out as usual, and she says, "There's one thing I can count on. It's you." What's her last name? What's wrong with me?
Windrunner.
You Windrunners never die, or something like that, or you're slow to die, or some shit like that. And then they're just sitting there looking all scared, and she looks like she's about to destroy them. And then out of nowhere, a black arrow comes flying up and busts one of her orbs that's floating on her shoulder, shoots through there, and then you hear the voice. You see a portal, a blackish portal, all steamy and stuff, and out of it walks, guess who? Sylvanas, and she says, that's because we Windrunners are hard to deal with, or whatever shit she says. I don't know, something like that. And then she comes out, and does a little monologuing, and they talk back and forth about, I thought you couldn't get out of the maw, and she's like, we find our ways to do it, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I hope to see you all soon.
Anyone would be surprised considering there's like 500,000 portals in the Shadowlands.
I know, there's so many.
We left constantly.
Yeah, constantly. So then she does a little thing. She seems a little sympathetic. The sisters embrace. It's actually, that moment is kind of nice. I mean, I like that. But then she kind of bolts out of there, goes back through the portal, and says, I'll see you around. Or hopefully see you guys soon.
It literally just shows up.
Shows up out of nowhere.
No, because you're forgetting that she teases Shadowlands too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Before she goes.
That's true.
She's like, you're not staying, you have to return. And she's like, the nature of the Shadowlands is still a mystery that I'm unraveling. You know, that it still needs solving or something like that. And she's like, we'll see soon. And then like she disappears back through. So it's like... So there's more to do in the Shadowlands. Right?
Well, no, the next expansion is, I think it's all but confirmed that they're redoing Northrend and the Scourge.
Yeah, they've already said Northrend is it. This is like...
But that's also where the Shattered Sky is in Northrend, so maybe. Oh,
so we're doing Northrend 2 either as an update or as a expansion?
I think it's going to be like the Silver Moon redo. They're going to redo a bunch of it.
Damn.
Who knows? But the point is, like, the beef I had with it when I first saw it was it just felt like the simplest thing to do, the fan service thing, which is like, oh, hey, remember her? Remember Sylvanas? And it's like, yeah, I do remember it. I remember all the shit you guys did that I did not like and disapproved of, and now you're going to try to clean it up. But John's point was writing, especially video games, that get you in these corners, MMOs in particular, and sometimes you got to write your way out of it in the least cool way possible. And maybe that's all this is. It gets us on a better path with her, perhaps.
Yeah, my description was, I don't like where we are.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like where we're at. For where we're at, and like, I want to do a thing, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're going to do it, like, I guess this is how you do it. But we shouldn't have been here to begin with, right? Like my annoyance isn't this scene. My annoyance is that Shadowlands exists. The on-again, off-again character assassination of Sylvanas as she's, like, flowed through the ages. The entire story that we built up of, like, her needing to lead the Horde and then, like, oops, no, actually, that was just lies that were being made up. Like, this just constant... obviously too many cooks in the kitchen method of storytelling that WoW has been doing for years got us to this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now we're here. This is fine enough. Like, it is definitely your, popcorn movie moment. Like, set up. Like, as soon as she said, like, you windrunners are hard to kill or whatever the first line is, I was like, oh, here comes Sylvanas before it even happened.
Yeah.
It's such an obvious, like, layup that you're like, here it comes.
All you have to see is that black arrow. That was it for me. I was just like, oh, duh. Of course that's who that is.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things where it's like, I don't like that we're here. Now that we're here, my issue isn't necessarily with this scene. It's that we're in this boat at all. And so if you're going to tell this story, this was fine enough.
Yeah. I'm actually, so the chat's like, can you talk to Chris? Can you talk to Chris? Find out why they went this way or what? Maybe. I'll see if he's willing. I don't think this, again, there's a writing team at Blizzard. Overall stuff is...
They're going to talk about it.
They're probably not going to talk about it, especially right now, because this thing is all fresh and new. They probably don't even...
Yes.
And it's in the middle. Like, it's the cinematic of the first raid of the expansion. Maybe this pays off in a bigger way. They had already... Like, this isn't out of nowhere. I'm not even playing the expansion, and I know Sylvanas has already been talked to this expansion. Mm-hmm. Like, I already know that was in the game, and I'm not following it.
Yeah,
so
you're not even playing the damn thing.
It's one of those things... to be fair, people do tag me every time Sylvanas' name gets dropped. They're like, John...
What do you think? Hey.
So Sylvanas got said, oh, okay. And you know what? Keep doing it. It's fine. I don't mind it. But it is one of those things where, like, I get a message every time her name is uttered or she shows up.
Yeah.
And so I knew she had already been mentioned, so it's not like it wasn't foreshadowed at all. Like, it's there for a reason. I think it's all fine. Let's see where it goes before we're like, Blizzard, why did you do this? Like, I told Scott, you had two options. You just You go, that was a bad dark era. We're going to ignore it. We're never going to touch it again. The WoW audience is when are we going to acknowledge the sword audience? Yeah. So you probably should touch it again. And if you're going to, this was a fine way of doing it.
Yeah. And as we said pre-show, we think the sword's made of chocolate, and that's what they're going to find out about that. Feed everybody. And then Beau said they're all going to get diabetes, and that's how Azeroth is finally defeated by the diabeta void. Or void.
Honestly, we should just release
elemental.
this pre-show. This one should be a freebie for everybody.
This should just be for everybody. Yeah, it feels like it should be. Maybe I will. We haven't done that in a while. All right, now you can see the Void Baron. Sorry, the Spoiler Baron leaving. We'll call it the Void Baron now.
Talk about world
Spoiler elemental.
There are so many Void.
Oh my gosh, you could have like 8 different graphics for it. The Spoiler Baron, the Spoiler Elemental's really good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's hard to do it though because we come up with these ideas mid spoil, and then how am I going to fix it? But anyway, you can all come back now. That being said, I'm enjoying this expansion as much as any I've ever played. I'm having a ball. I think the mechanics of the game are at a really great place. I just hit eye level 250 yesterday on the second character that I hit 90 with and have been leveling. It's just got lots to do. The new prey system's rad. I talked about a lot of this last week, so I won't reiterate it. Plus, there's another instance this weekend, so I'm not gonna overdo it. But having a good time. And I also raided since we last talked. And that was fun. Had a great time. Lots of good gear in there. And I played Dragon Quest Builders too. I already mentioned that. What else was there? Oh, and then a handful of starts and stops with Crimson Desert. And I have questions as to how I can improve that about myself. So we now turn it to John, who apparently is hooked on Crimson Desert and really likes it.
I am. I'd give you my /played on it to keep it in the WoW parlance, but I did at one point leave the game running and go take a nap. So
Lord.
It's not an accurate number, but right now it says I have about 33 hours in the game.
Jeez.
33 hours, a couple AFKs, and 1 nap. But I have been playing a lot of it, regardless of the nap situation. Mm-hmm. I don't know, guys. I feel like going into this game, all 3 of us were talking about it. Beau was lighting himself on fire over it. There was a lot of excitement, and I was the one sitting here being like, guys, let's slow our roll. Let's not get too excited. Let's not pretend this is the Uber game. As we were getting to it, I was like, well, at least Beau and Scott will play the hell out of it. Maybe I don't even have to play it at all. I really like Crimson Desert a lot.
How long did it take for it to grab you that hard, though? Do you
33 hours. No. It took a long time. It was a slow burn. The biggest problem is that it was a subtle thing. It wasn't a like, oh, this is the moment. Like, there are certainly moments I can point to and go like, oh, this was a cooler moment than most. You know, there's a fight with a boss called the Reed Devil, which certainly stood out as like kind of a cool moment where it was like, ooh, this is interesting. But there's no one moment where all of a sudden I was like, oh, and now the game clicks and is awesome. It was just, I was playing it, and it was kind of what I said last week, where I was playing it and I was like, the controls are weird, this world's weird, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, am I playing this game right? And then all of a sudden I just had less to worry about. I was like, okay, I gotta do this, and I started learning some cool things. This is a game that's definitely made for, if you're a YouTuber that likes to do 37 tricks that you didn't know about Crimson Desert, like this is your game.
Yeah.
Because there's some cool stuff out there. Like I learned from a video, not from the game, that you can use your little grapple arm on a tree, and you can bend the tree down and let it launch you up into the air and launch you forward.
And cover miles of space. It's crazy.
And then you can glide. And they also patched it, so gliding uses less stamina. That was really good. I had an early tip from someone to put a lot of points in stamina, like go ham on that over your other abilities, so you can just enjoy the abilities when you get them. Like you don't have to max it, but drop a lot of points in there early on.
Right.
And I just all of a sudden, as I kept playing it, I was like, oh, this is cool. And it was just little things. It was like, oh, I want to do this. Like I accidentally cooked, somebody gave me a quest to cook some fish. Okay.
All right. Back in my day, we used to fish.
And so they were like, I'm not good at cooking, so I'm going to give you the materials, go cook the fish. And I didn't, like any proper, even though this is not an MMO player, I didn't read the quest text.
Yeah.
And I went, I'll go cook some fish. And I sat down and it's like, you could press this button. Do you want to cook the fish or do you want to cook the fancy fish? I was like, I'll cook the fancy fish for sure.
Hell yeah.
None of the fancy fish counted towards the quest. So I cooked like 2 fancy fish and 1 regular fish, and I got done and it's like, you have 1 of 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I went, oh shit. Well, does she sell fish? No, she sells meat, because that's literally her story. She wants you to cook the fish because all she sells is meat. She doesn't know how to cook fish, and she needs you to cook the fish.
Oh, I talked to this lady. This is good to know. Keep going. All right.
So I was like, oh, God damn it. I guess I got to go learn how to get a fish, because I walked around the market. I'm like, I don't see anybody with fish, because this was very early in the game. I was like, all right, I guess I got to go learn how to fish. And I was walking around, found a fishing rod. I was like, sweet. I'll go learn to fish. So I went and I tried to catch a fish, and I don't know if they've patched the fishing minigame. The fishing minigame sucks ass. I do not like it at all. I am so bad at it. And I was so bad at it that I looked up a YouTube video how to do it, and they're like, here's how you do it for mouse and keyboard. And I was like, I'm not using mouse and keyboard. I need to know how to do it with a controller, because I tried doing the equivalent of what they said, but with mouse or with controller, it didn't work at all. And I was like, this sucks. And then I saw some comment where they were like, this isn't working for me. And someone was like, just dive in the water and grab a fish.
What?
I was like, that works. So I dove in the water and I just started grabbing up fish. Yeah. I was like, oh, there's a fish, grab it.
Did you just find a fishing game that Beau would play because he can just dive in and grab fish? Beau.
You just grab them. And now, at a certain point, I think I'm going to need specific fish, and maybe that won't work. But for just getting a fish, it worked. So I was like, all right. So then I had to figure out how to get it down to being fish meat instead of just fish. And then I went back and I recooked it. I went and did that. And then while I was on my way there, I was like, oh, what's this? Like an armor dyer? That's cool. Let me buy a dye. And then I was like, I can't dye my armor. What is this? And then I found out I only know 1 gradient of red dyes. And I went, oh, so this is going to be a collection across the scope of the game. And I went, all right. And I was like, oh, but I can change how my character looks. So I started tweaking my armor a little bit. And I was like, I'm going to look cool. And then I went, man, there was that knight that I fought in town that looked awesome. I'm going to go get his armor because there's a dude who sells it. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm going to walk around with that. Now I got to dye his armor because I don't want to look like him because he was a scrub. He lost to me, so I should look cooler. And so then I was on a quest to do that. And I just started giving myself stuff to do. And before I knew it, I knew how to play the game. I was like, I know the controls. I know what I'm doing. I can get in fights. That's no big deal. I think the combat in the game is fantastic.
How much combat have you done? Do you feel like you've had a fair amount of combat so far?
I've done an insane amount of combat. Really? I've done sections where I'm like, do they expect me to be doing this by myself? Mm-hmm. Because I've gone to places where it seems like an insane amount of bad guys that they want me to fight. Wow. And I'm like, well, I'll fight them. That's no big deal. I can take on an insane amount of bad guys, but this seems exceptionally insane. Yeah, the chat's saying, have you done the mining place? Yeah, I went in there. Are you supposed to do that by yourself? I did it by myself. But it felt like too many guys. I was like, I'm fighting. I just killed a Dynasty Warriors level of people.
I mean, you can take what are they called in this game? They're basically followers, right? You can take people in there with you.
I don't know.
Oh,
I went in by myself and did it all by my lonesome. And you know what? It was fun. It was great. And you just. You level up because there are levels in the game for combat only. which is like you can get the things that'll give you skill ups and stuff from other things, but you can generate them off of combat kills, but you don't get that XP from like other things, which is an interesting decision. But you know, it got me a lot of skill points. Sometimes you'll just observe an enemy do it. Like I went to a place that was definitely the story will eventually lead you there, but maybe you're not supposed to be here yet, because I was getting leveled by these guys. But one of the guys ran and clotheslined me.
Oh shit.
And I learned the ability from seeing him do it. And I went, what's this? And so basically you hold run and you hit A and X when you get up to somebody, and you just friggin' clothesline them as you go by. And the coolest part about it is, one, it counts as a grapple, which is really effective in the game. Grappling is.
Yeah.
But the recovery time from clotheslining is super fast. So you can clothesline and immediately chain it into your sword combo super quick. And it is how I open every combat now. Plus, I learned the Stone Cold Stunner, which is just awesome. And when you do the Stone Cold Stunner, it sends out a shockwave around you. So there's parts where the game is like, hey, you need to destroy buildings. And I don't really know a great way to destroy buildings, but the one way I have found so far is if I do a Stone Cold Stunner in the building, it will destroy the building from me doing it.
Wow.
It's freaking crazy. It's amazing. Sometimes it falls on me and I have to heal.
Yeah.
But that's okay too, because that's easy, because you just eat some food and you're fine and you keep going.
Yeah.
And it's just really, like, the combat's great. Wandering around is good. I think the biggest tips that I can give for getting into it, one, treat it like an MMO. Understand that it's going to play weird and it's not going to make a lot of sense. And just take your time, because as you go and you just give yourself little things to do, I'm going to do X, I'm going to do Y. You will learn how to play while you're doing it. And then before you know it, it's second nature, and then you don't have that hurdle anymore. And it's like, well, now I just know how to play the game.
Yeah.
The other thing is mainline the story for a couple chapters.
Okay.
I would say maybe even for the first 5 chapters.
I keep hearing the opposite, like just do all the side quests or whatever.
No.
Okay.
Do main story. It's not good. Like, the story in this game isn't good. It's good enough. It's not like, I don't go to bed. Like, half the time I don't even remember the dude's name is Cliff. And then someone's like, Cliff! And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. My name's Cliff.
That's me.
He's like a blank slate character in a lot of ways. You just put yourself on him. It's like, hey, you're a tough guy. Woo.
Yeah.
Go be you. And it's fine.
Yeah.
So I would just say do the first couple chapters and then just start doing the things that you want to do. The best part about this game is the, like, random stuff you stumble into. I went walking into a forest, I was goofing around, and a couple of weird sprite children knocked me out and drug me out of the forest.
Bastards.
I was like, what the hell is that? So I tried to go back in and got stunned again, and Cliff was like, not again, man. I fell over, and they're like, we're going to have to keep dragging this guy out of here. They drug him out of the forest again.
Wow.
I pursued a bounty someplace that I don't think I was supposed to go yet, but I was able to get there through climbing mountains and stuff. And I found like this big scholarly plateau place where it's a bunch of like the big orc looking dudes, but they're all scholars in robes and smart hats and stuff. Yeah. And like, there's just so much wild stuff. And I still feel like I'm in the first basic area of that game. But I've done so many wild things, and I've seen so much wild stuff. Like, it's just cool. But I think the biggest issue is people have had classifying this game. And what this game feels like it's trying to do is it feels like it's trying to be fantasy Red Dead Redemption 2.
Interesting.
But one of the biggest parts about Red Dead Redemption 2 is the story.
An amazing
story. And the story in this is not good. Yeah. But if you like the world building, the exploration, the simulation, but it's not as deep. Like, it's not like Go skin the animal. Now carry the skin to the horse. Drape it over the horse.
Yeah.
Now get on the horse. Take it to the tanner. Like, it's not that level, but it has all those little details. And like a lot of the quests are like, you got to camp of all these chuckle fucks that you got to hang out with. And you're going to talk to them and you're going to learn their personalities. Oh, this guy's the drunk. Oh, this lady is, she's had it hard. So she's going to put everybody down to make herself feel big, but that causes turmoil in the company. And you got to learn about your campmates. And it's all very skippable. Well, fast forwardable, because this game does not have skippable cutscenes. It has fast forwardable cutscenes.
Yeah, you can speed it all up, kind of like the. I saw somebody doing this where they were watching a villager build a statue or carve a statue, and he sat there and did the speed up thing somehow. Or maybe they just did it for the video. But either way, they just sat there or stood there while this guy built this statue, and it like sped through day-night cycles, multiple cycles, and he's actually making progress on this thing until it was entirely done.
There are insanely weird details, and here's the crazy thing. I think that statue building, I think I have that going in the game right now. That is not even a quest you are an active participant in.
Yeah.
You send people out mission table style to do that for you.
Oh, wow.
So that's a level of detail to something that amounts to a menu.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, but they go and put it live in the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Where you can go find it happening. Like, that's the thing. There are parts of this game that feel like out of this world detailed. And then there are things in this game where it's like, what were you thinking? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But it is a wild world. It is like, I continue to find things that I'm just like, I killed a bandit and I looted a gas mask from them.
Oh my.
And it's like, if you put this on, you're immune to the confusion status. And I'm like, I don't think I've even seen the confusion status, but guess what? This lives in my inventory now, because if I ever find it, I'm going to put on this stupid gas mask. I think my character looks really cool. He looks like an Elden Ring knight with a big cape over the top of his helmet, which I think looks awesome. I have swords with magical abilities on them that trigger when you do certain things. It's just, there's so much. It is the perfect, like, I also have something going on the second screen game, though. Because it's just a world that you just explore. Like, I log in and I'll just be goofing and I'll go, I should probably pick something to do. I just go to my quest log and I'm like, all right, which of these do I feel like doing? Okay, so-and-so wants a fish. Great, I'll go find them a fish. Maybe I'll actually learn how to do the fishing minigame. That's actually the one I'm on right now. I don't mean to, it's not always fish.
Right.
There's only been like 2 fish-related quests, but I'm talking about them both because they both, one was most recent and one was the first one where I was like, okay, I got to learn how to do this game.
But you think that so what I'm getting from this is if I played this game like an MMO or more like one, even though it sounds like it's wildly different kind of MMO than Black Desert was, but just that kind of general, which I love, by the way, big open world, do quests because people need shit. Doesn't matter how inane, you need some pelts, I'll get you some pelts. Like, I like that treadmill, but I haven't been playing it like that. I've been playing it like, where am I supposed to go? How come that guy won't let me in the castle? What do you mean I need clothes? Where the hell am I supposed to get those? Like, I just am not, I haven't had the right brain set for this.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bit of that, the clothes thing, because the clothes was in your inventory.
Oh, it is? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get it from the chimney guy. The chimney guy's, I know what you're talking about. He's
Oh, he gave me something that I can...
Yeah, he gave you new clothes, and in the description for the clothes, it allows access to the castle.
Yeah,
That's
still the weird tutorial thing that doesn't scream I'm a tutorial, but it's clearly a tutorial.
Yeah, and I guess if I just can look at it on those terms, I probably can find a way to make this work. This is the other thing. I was bummed that when I had some downtime and I wasn't on a computer, hey, it'd be cool if I could play this on my Steam Deck. Performance on Steam Deck, really bad right now. They're going to optimize it and do some stuff, but for now, terrible. So I went, wait a minute, I just got fiber in the house. Steam Remote Play is supposed to be extremely good in like optimal, bandwidth environments.
Yeah.
Give that a try. My gosh, dude. It's amazing. Like it's screen perfect. I don't see any artifacting. There's no lag perceivably. I don't know why I haven't been doing this since the day I got the fiber, but I'm going to be doing it from now on for big hairy games like this.
I did it with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and
it play well for you?
It did okay.
Yeah.
It was going off of Wi-Fi that was not the best. And when things got real particle big, I got a little artifacting, but I think that game is maybe a big exception because it goes so crazy with effects and stuff. But,
yeah. Who knows? That could be part.
But when it was working, it worked perfect.
Yeah, and I've had like zero issues. I tested a whole bunch of like high end stuff, and it was really nice. But it's funny because I can listen to my security camera down here if I want to. So I put that on my phone. I'm like, what is my PC doing right now? And I turn it on, and there's no speakers, so I'm not playing music or sound from the game. But my fans are going, "Wah!" So a little worried about that. But other than that, it was cool. It's really good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say this is a game for everybody. It's not. I think that this game, when I was hearing about it early on, I thought it was an RPG. If you think you're going to play an RPG, you're probably going to be disappointed because this is not an RPG. Like I said, I regularly forget the name of the main character.
Is it? Would you say in the same way that Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom are not RPGs? That kind of not RPGs? Because they don't have leveling either. It's all skill based. Like that?
Yeah, to a degree. I would say even that probably feels like it has more story than this. I mean,
story-wise, for sure.
Maybe the story picks up, but like at least you're bringing some pre-built expectations. Like someone goes, it's Calamity Ganon, and like the old school gamer, and you goes, oh shit, Ganon.
Oh no.
Like there's something built in there. Here it's like, you're Cliff. It's like, okay.
I love it.
He's tough.
I love that you can't, like when you're, like you were saying earlier, sometimes you forget that's even your character's name. I totally felt that. Like somebody at my camp. Oh, can you explain how the camp works for dummies like me? You want to do something. Somebody told me you need to spend time to make sure your camp is awesome early, or else you're going to not get a bunch of benefits from the camp. I don't even know what the camp does. I think it's just a respawn point, really.
I don't know I don't know what the benefits are eventually. Like I haven't unlocked eventual benefits. I do know that the camp is where you like can send people on missions, but that for some reason those missions cost resources that you have to put into the camp.
Oh.
So you do want to put resources into the camp so you can do missions, because sometimes there are quests tied to it, and sometimes quests are prerequisites for other things. But I don't know if eventually like you can, like I said, I did a quest that felt like you should be doing this with an army. I did it by myself.
Yeah.
It just took a really long time. But maybe there's something where you get some benefits like that later on. Again, I think there should be no shame in going to a video going like, hey, give me a beginner's guide. Give me a couple tips to this game. I think the strongest thing is for now, Scott, I would just mainline your main story quest. Just do that for right now. Don't worry about anything else.
No.
Because it really does do a good job of tutorializing you, like to the letter, where you're like, what am I doing? And it'll be like, hey, put on the thing that you got from the chimney sweep and go talk to the castle guard.
Yeah.
You just sometimes have to look for it in the text, but it usually will guide you there. And in doing that, you will learn the weird ass configurations and the context. And they've done a little bit better job, like putting things like there was loot in the game where you would loot coin purses from people, like bags of copper or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd have like a stack of 5 of them. And if you hit A on it to consume it, you would open it and get like a copper, and then it would still be sitting there in your inventory. And you're like, what is this?
That's weird.
Because at the time you had to hold A. You had to know that when there's an arrow next to a button, it means hold it because it's a context sensitive menu. And you hold it, and then you would have to go to open all, and then you'd open all of it and get all of the money from it at once. And then it would fully use the item. They've patched that. Now if you hit A, it assumes that's what you want to do, because why wouldn't you?
Because I will say that seeing their response to player requests and issues people had, and like the stamina thing and flying and all that, and the very quick turnaround with giving people exactly kind of what they're asking for. They even took a glitch with it's something with a dagger, and the way you stab can launch you into the air, and then you could thrust forward and fly from it. It's kind of a bug, right? And then they said, well, a lot of people are using it. We'll make it real, and they added some animation, basically made it a thing you can do in the game. I think that kind of response from any developer is so refreshing. So the fact that this, premium AAA big name game has got these guys at Pearl Abyss like scrambling to do what people are asking, I think is a very good sign.
Yeah.
For the game. So that's good. All right. Well, there's our hot takes on the Crimson Deserts.
I think we do need to at least ask, because people have got to be curious.
Yeah.
Beau, you ever going to play this game?
Yeah.
You were the most interested of anybody. Where are you at with it?
Well, so one thing is, it's pretty clear, taking the pulse of the game, that they're working on it. So there's a part of my mind that's like, I'm not playing the best version of this game right now. Mm-hmm. Things with controls and stuff. I think quality of life might reward a bit of a weight on it.
I can see that.
Past experiences, like games like Cyberpunk. Like, if you kind of know the game's not going to get a lot of patches, it's like, might as well play it. But if you kind of know a game is going to come out and it's kind of in beta right now, maybe wait. Mostly it's just like settling down into a game. I've also broadly had that as a problem of late.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of games that I want to play. Like Esoteric Ebb is really interesting, right?
Oh, right.
But
yeah.
It's like, settling down into a game, right? Like, this is going to be my routine for a little while. And I just seem to be playing finger food more than, a steak kind of a game right now.
Yeah.
So, I was excited to play it, but like, the game for me, like, definitely pumped some brakes because of the weird, it's not, maybe the lack of enticing hook on the story or something like that. It's just, it feels a little bit like there's some vegetables to eat before you get to the good stuff. And it didn't do enough to push me. But mostly my past week, I've just been, more personal life stuff's been distracting as well. So, I probably play it. I just don't want to make promises that I don't want to live up to. But
I just snorted and I don't know why. But
Calamity Ganon.
Don't know what that. Sorry,
does Calamity Ganon make that noise?
I don't know. I just know that that's a weird thing to say right after that.
I like that made Scott that happy. I wish he was on screen so people could have seen the reaction.
Oh, I couldn't even control the damn board. Oh, it was you the whole time. Shit. Okay, so what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, I've been the same, Beau. I'm in the same boat. I've lost an in-law parent and a parent in the last 3 months. I got a big event coming up that I got to plan for, and all the things around it. There's been a couple of weird little side things that no one needs to hear about, but like personal stuff. And when it's like that, I tend to gravitate toward little comforty things. I think maybe that's why WoW's ringing such a bell, because it's such comfort food, and I've been around it for 20 years, and I just can always go back to it, and it's always going to be there for me. And there's that maybe, and then this builders game is just like a fun, simple, loop that's just kind of distracting. And then when I get into Crimson Desert, I go, I got to commit, don't I? I really have to go. I got to do this. And then I go, I don't know if I'm ready right now. And I kind of back out. And that's where my fits and starts have happened with that.
Yeah.
So John's advice,
challenge to it. Yeah, it doesn't go down easy, I guess.
Yeah, but, and John's take, I think, is helpful for me, because I need to see it for more of what the game is and less of what my expectations want. And maybe that'll help me. I don't know.
Well, and then I think once you get comfortable with it, your expectations do start to fall in line. Like, because there is the game there underneath it. There was a point where I was gliding and I was going towards the place, and I noticed my horse was down there. And just for shits and giggles, I was like, well, what happens if I glide down onto my horse. Well, you land on the horse mounted and can take off immediately. I was like, that's so cool. Like, I don't know what situation I would use this for, but like, of course that's a thing you can do. Like, that's awesome. And like the game, either through skill unlocks or just learning or doing crazy stuff, like eventually it feels like most of the things you think it would be cool if the game does allow. Although I will say I'm starting to be driven crazy by archers that just hang out up in towers.
Yeah.
And I would like a better way to deal with them than shooting my bow back at them or climbing up and getting shot 8 times as I climb up the ladder. I have a cool grabber arm and I have a massive like force wave punch, and I really want that force wave punch to destroy those towers or my grabber arm to pull them down. If you're telling me that I can deliver a stunning stone cold stunner right next to the tower and that will crush it, I should have the ability to crush it some other way. That should just be a thing that I can do. So that's my request to the devs. There's these towers with archers in it. I've got a cool grabber arm. I want to be able to grab that tower and just go, just pull the whole tower down. That is awesome. And that is a power fantasy I would like in this game. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd be all right. I do like that you've done a wrestler build basically in this game. You know?
Oh, there's so many good wrestling moves you could do. If you're behind them, you do a suplex. If you you do a big elbow drop if they're already on the ground. I've seen so many cool wrestling moves in the middle of combat. It's just super fun.
That's great. Sorry about the weird sound. You guys didn't hear them, but the chat did, and the people at home will. We just had. I have some system sounds that play when doing stuff for the show in real time, and I thought they were all muted. They should have been. They were supposed to be off. Now they're off. Everything's good.
Oh, yeah. I meant to tell you because I listened back to some stuff, occasionally, like for the show. And I think I heard like Steam something or other happen.
Yeah, if it used to be when Steam people would come online, I would get the noise, and then everybody thought their Steam thing was.
Yeah. Because
Apologies.
it's pretty good. Like it's a whole 3-hour production, but no, very minimal error. But then all of a sudden it's a a Steam noise or a Discord noise.
Yeah,
like,
and it's funny how everybody hears it and points it out. It's like a
because the trust level's high. So
yeah.
So you're not like
with great power comes great responsibility. That's how I look at it. Thanks,
Exactly.
Uncle Ben. All right, Beau, what'd you get up to? What'd you play?
What did I get up to this week? Okay, so not Crimson Desert, as I explained, for the reasons I explained. I've been kind of going through. I'm fine, but I'm having some medical stuff. So I decided I'm going to play, some easy to get into stuff. One game that's really easy to get into is Pirate Yakuza, which I finally finished.
Oh, nice.
Heck
So
yeah.
one of the problems with not finishing it was it crashed midway through, and then in the save game you get is like miles back, and I was like, ugh. And I meant to just get back to it in a couple days or something, but it actually was like a month or longer. So much so that when I got into the battles, I'm like, how do I play this game? Like I used to know how to play, and I'm like, I kind of forget all the moves. Oh no. But the fix was apparently the reason the game crashes is because it likes to be at 60 frames per second. So I set it to 60 frames per second against my desires.
Okay. Yeah.
But you go so long without a save point that I'm like, I better do this.
Yeah. You get used to it, right? It's not too bad. I know if you're
fine.
used to 120.
I wanted to finish it because I want to start Yakuza 3, which it was gifted to me, and I now want to play. I want to move on. Yakuza is always an easy boot up and beat people up kind of game once you get into the middle section. And I wasn't booting up Pirate Yakuza because I was basically done everything except the ending. Anyways, I finished it, and I'm looking forward to the next installment. There's a real good. So first of all,
what did you think of the ending? Because
well, the ending was good. It had the whole. I felt bad for Jason, but it ended it's a happy ending, I think. And it did the whole thing where you're like, was this what really happened? Like kind of like maybe Majima's telling a tall tale. But the real sort of funny thing about it was I don't know if this should be spoiler barred or not, but was just finding out.
Yeah. Should we spoiler baron? Throw the spoiler baron up for just
He's going up. He's going
just
up.
a second.
All right.
Just a second.
Hold on a sec. Let me get. Here we got some music. It's always a bit of a chore. Hold on. Okay, spoiler baron, engaged. Go.
All right. Well, it was kind of this music again. It was kind of touching to have, Majima sort of actually reflect on his life because he's just kind of psycho. He beats to his own drum. But I guess Sejima knows him really well. So he was having these moments where instead of just being single-mindedly focused on being a prick, he was like into giving that little boy that saved him his dreams of leaving his island. It's actually kind of touching, right? So I really sort of enjoyed like that this guy who has kind of zero character development through most of the series, and in this game have very little character actually have some like pretty meaningful character development that was very touching. I don't know how the Yakuza games always manage to successfully tug at your heartstrings even when it looks like it's not going to happen. So it was really good. And then
is that the last spoiler? Is that all the spoilers?
No, we're still spoiling because there's a post-credits scene.
Oh, okay.
He's finally back in Japan.
All right.
To go and Kiryu's, in Infinite Wealth, Kiryu gets cancer, right? But you're still beating the shit out of people even though you got cancer. It doesn't seem to slow the dragon of Dojima down. But at the end, they're talking outside and there's almost like this, weird kind of gay thing between Kiryu and Majima, or you know what I mean? There's this love that's a little beyond brotherly love or something as they're reflecting outside. Anyways, there's a lot of subtle tones to that, but he's in a hospital bed. Kiryu's in a hospital bed. So I don't know what the next game looks like. Is it Kiryu's literal battle with the cancer elemental? I don't know.
The cancer eletal.
Everything's an elemental today.
All from the void.
Yeah, I thought that was a really touching scene. Seeing, well, because, rivals, obviously their relationship, it's a very Batman Joker relationship in some ways where it's this walks a lot of lines. And
it starts off that way, but
it dances across it. But to see it come down to at the end of the day, we're going to go visit our friend in the hospital. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, no, it was a really nice ending, and it made me really curious because it's clearly a cliffhanger. This game's a side quest, right? Except not really. It's like Majima is important to the franchise, and it's got me very curious whether the next game's going to be an Ichiban joint or maybe Kiryu and Majima go to Disneyland. I just don't know.
Also, why Ichiban was filming the whole thing is another interesting little mystery. Why is that what he's doing? He's
I don't know what the deal was with the studio. They got a studio together, and they're like, do we even have... At the end of the day, he doesn't even take any of the money. So it's what money's paying for this? And, and my favorite part was his, because he's got his own family, right? Like Yakuza family, but only really bad Yakuza joined with Majima. So he's got his two loyal guys who are like, but what about Majima Construction? We were trying to relaunch Majima Construction, and we needed that money for seed money. And I was like, I just played Majima Construction in Yakuza 2. So I knew exactly why they were it might be an inside joke that I don't know, John, if you really understand the significance.
I did because I've watched a stupid amount of summaries of trying to understand the story without playing all of the games.
Yeah, I forgot about Majima Construction, and so even the fact that for the final battle, my Majima wore the construction hat in his dagger mode because it was very important.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyways, it was good. I had a great time wrapping up that game and looking. As much as I'm looking forward to Stranger Than Heaven, I'm really just looking forward to whatever's next in the storyline.
Yeah, and that'll be very interesting to see what they do with it. Because
I'll be playing Yakuza 3.
They're weird.
So we're going back to the past again.
And that was controversial, right? That one, or
well, the remake is because apparently they cut content. But if you read before the Yakuza 3 came out, the Kiwami games are optimized for fun. 3 is the original game, just it's remastered a bit. Apparently the fighting system is god awful.
Really?
And I think there's a voice actor who apologized publicly for some sexual harassment stuff. So people don't like that they left him in Yakuza 3, his work.
Oh, I see.
And so there's a bit of that, and they've removed some storylines and maybe retconned a few things. And they're like, good luck playing games after 4 because continuity is going to be ruined, apparently.
Really?
So I don't know. I don't think I'm the type of nerd that's going to play both the remake and the original and do a comparison. Like, I think I might just play the later version because I know the combat, which is what you do for like 60% of the game. The other 40% is playing some sort of weird sex game, like peeing game. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to continuing the story. I mean, I've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 still left to go,
I was going to say, you're not done.
No, especially 6. Really looking forward to 6. I think that's a big one and a good one.
6 is on the radar.
6 is like the end of the main Kiryu, like the wrap up of the Kiryu storyline. Everything else has been just this extended epilogue and then new arc with Ichiban.
Nice.
Anyway,
well,
yeah,
I wish you'd luck keeping track of all the plot lines from this.
It's not too bad. The main plot's not too bad. It's mainly just all the mini games, but yeah. By the way, shout out like I know the person, but Matt Mercer did a phenomenal job voicing Majima.
Oh,
including all the karaoke songs. If you want to hear Matt Mercer do karaoke, there's like 8 karaoke songs, and it's just really fun. It's just, I know it's hard to separate it from just being Matt Mercer singing them, and they're supposed to be they're not supposed to be great singers. I don't know if he's actually a good singer or not, but I think, there's an element of this is, an amateur singing, right? In karaoke. It's amazing. And so I just think his performance in this game is really good.
That's awesome.
Anyways.
Love it.
All right. Next on the games I played this week, I played more multiplayer Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
And I don't have much new to say, but we just did a run on Ascension Level 2, and we had a great time. And I figured out a 0 DPS build. It's common in games like Diablo and stuff to have, like, if you're playing multiplayer, to have one person whose job is to be more of a damage boost, defensive, kind of bot who doesn't really do the damage when you're doing these high tier content in multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So usually call them ZDPS or 0 DPS. And so I found playing the Lich, I was able to actually build decks that can buff everyone's block, reduce the power of the enemy, and allow everyone else just to play attacks and bullshit all the time. So that was kind of a fun discovery. And it's sort of a linchpin to our tactics. It's been cool.
Nice.
So,
very nice. I want to keep playing that too. I haven't played it in a couple of weeks, but such a good game.
I've been playing a bit of Diablo 4, just trying to wrap up the last end, but my problem is I went Whirlwind Barbarian, and I need to change to something with more efficient single target damage because it's not that great. So I haven't knocked out the last, I just need one more bloodied kill in D4 to finish the main stuff in the season journey. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So I played quite a bit of that, but I had to stop because my back was giving me problems basically in my digestive system. I've just kind of had a week. I'm fine now, but earlier in the week, I was I just can't sit at my computer desk. I need to stretch, go for walks, and start watching The Office and just sitting differently. Because it's I found out that there was something in my neck. There was a compression or some muscle knot that was compressing my vagus nerve.
Ooh.
And the vagus nerve is the one that gives you a wave of anxiety. So I just feel this wave of anxiety.
Oh, because
it took me the longest time to figure it out. And it's it affects. It was, I get a wave of anxiety, and then I get heart palpitation, and my digestive system is I don't think I'm passing my food as efficiently, and maybe there's something there. So I was spending a week trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. And you can get this compression in your neck. Anyways, all that to say is a cell phone neck's a real thing. I was a computer sitter for playing video games.
Yeah.
And hunching forward.
Oh yeah.
Back, you get cell phone neck. It's a real problem for everyone listening. Let's consider this a PSA. That's why I'm bringing it up.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, it can do things. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it was compressing my vagus nerve, which you're like, why does that matter? What nerve? What am I here? But it makes you stressed out.
Yeah.
Stress is not healthy for you.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not like it's a nerve that's just uncomfortable. It's like literally giving me palpitations and fucking my digestive system.
Yeah.
So a lot of my week was spent trying to like troubleshoot my actual, like, what's going on with me. So
that's a lot of fun. Been there, done that.
But there was one thing I went to see my doctor about it, but also I used some Chat GPT for that. It was surprisingly effective to have someone have a tool like that. I say someone, but like a tool like that you can bounce symptoms off of the minute they happen.
Yeah.
You can't just, ER, you can't go to the ER for questions like that or even urgent. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Yeah. Well, here
it's been a week,
Yeah. Here, especially people to go to the ER, it's a $3,000.
I'll be there for 6 hours and stuff. And mostly you only think of that because it's my freaking vagus nerve that's getting irritated.
Yeah.
So you get stressed.
Yeah. And that vagus nerve.
Like, what's killing me? Like I'm clearly I'm in danger. You feel like something dangerous has happened because your nerve that connects to your adrenaline gland is like, okay, here's some stress, buddy.
Yeah, enjoy. I hate that.
But it's like I've been struggling with it for about 3 weeks, but like it came to a head this week. But also I came to the revelation that it was like a muscular issue.
Yeah,
which is it'd be a really interesting topic when you do your next season of the show with Dr. Tolbert.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
you should talk about the vagus nerve.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Is the vagus nerve? Can you gamble in the vagus nerve? I know weed's legal there.
It's like vagus, not Vegas.
Oh, okay.
But it just sounds the same when you say vagus nerve.
That sounded right to me. Yeah. That's what I know.
Well, anyways, so that's Beau's medical corner. So I played, because of that, I played like low impact games. Like I played a bunch of Ball X Pit while watching The Office.
Oh, sweet.
I still really like Ball X Pit. There's a small amount of new content in there, but I think more is coming. I'd happily shell out for some more.
Yeah.
And Diablo 4. And also I want to thank somebody for a game I didn't play, but that they gifted to me because it was about poo. So they thought it was a good gift idea.
Yeah, they know how much you like
what
poo.
A compliment.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say this,
poo,
but
so it's perfect for you.
Yeah, the name of the user is DN-PPHED. He gifted me a game called A Dump in the Dark.
What?
And I didn't play it yet. It's just the key art is just a poo over it. Not a poo, but a butt over a dark bowl, toilet bowl. And I'm a little scared to play it.
Stream that business.
A dump in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm just it makes me a little nervous, but whatever. Thank you for gifting me the game, and who knows?
Yeah,
I'm looking at it because he was playing it too, and he got an achievement called Liquid Fudge. Take a diarrhea dump.
Wow.
So I think this game's really just about pooing.
That's epic.
Yeah.
I hope if you play that, I hope you talk about it here. I hope it comes up.
Oh, it looks like you can squeeze a revolver between the butt cheeks and shoot things.
That's a terrible idea. Don't be doing that.
This game looks really gross.
Yeah, I can tell.
Anyways, but thank you for the gifted game. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's all I got up to. So there you go.
Tondagosa says Game of the Year contender. Yeah, probably. We'll see.
I think it's actually like a 7-year-old game.
It's older.
This is a deep cut. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, guys, it's time for some feedback.
That's a good question.
That's right. We got a call about things we say and them trying to eat lunch while we say it. I'll let it explain itself. This is an anonymous caller. They did not leave a name. Here's what they had to say.
So you get done playing a mashup about a penis chair saying, wow, we say some weird stuff. I wouldn't know why the hell I was saying that. And then you go into talking about prolapses of the throat and the anus, and I'm sitting here eating a hot dog going, well, I'm not hungry anymore. Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate
it. Mission accomplished. That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, look, sometimes we go places. We hardly remember talking about it. And then it comes up again. Like in this mashup, this is a classic from 2021 called Better Breath. All right? Better Breath.
Better Breath.
Let's find out more.
Should you find yourself craving mashups, the Mashup Guild stands at the ready. A mashup a day keeps some of the murderous, intrusive thoughts away at patreon.com/mashupguild.
We're hanging with Scott. Yeah. We're hanging with Scott. Yeah. Asking questions, drinking a drink, hanging out with Scott.
you were in a place where you said, Beau, you have to eat this plate, which has a homeless person's poo on it, or you have to eat this plate, which has a 500-pound billionaire's poo on it. I don't mean the poo's 500 pounds. I'm saying the 500-pound guy ate it, okay?
I was like, one of those is much more poop than the other.
You know he's down for it, though, dude.
Absolutely.
I sure will, mother effer, he'd say. All right, I'm getting close to spoilers.
Oh, yeah, it's so subtle, Scott. No one will see through that veil.
Oh, shit.
Scott
Okay.
just went outside with a hat on, and only a hat, and was like, technically not nude.
Yeah, technically not nude. But of those two plates, which way are you going to go? Because I'll just say, I think I'd lean toward homeless because it'll be like dried out and poorly hydrated and I can get it down quick. Some glitches make it so your ding dong flops out of your polygons a little bit.
Yep.
I don't want that. I don't want to be in a really important story moment and have my guy go, "Huh?" and then just out the side of his freaking, pants polygon.
Do I get to see the poo or do I not know?
You'll know who the rich guy is and basically what his life's like. So it won't be somebody that's sitting around eating AIDS-infested boogers. I mean, it'll be like it's just
I'll be AIDS-infested rats. Like you're homeless. I don't know. I don't know about the homeless poo. I think I go.
I'm upset that
You
we
take me to
transitioned from my love of Mass Effect to this.
that thing from Obsidian. I forgot the name of it. Butter rum nuggle nuts. I can't remember the name.
What's the punishment if I choose neither? Like, usually you have to incentivize someone. What are they going to do? Kill me? Maybe I pick that instead of eating the poop.
If in the hypotheticals, you could add that option, I suppose, but it makes it less interesting.
Did you say gun to your head? Like you have to
I
do
pick
it.
the gun. I don't want to eat poop.
John will take death before he eats poop.
I'll take the death, yeah.
I think I would too, by the way. I don't like
Everybody dies. I just get there quicker, and guess what? I'll have better breath.
I'll eat poo. It's fine. I've been no problem eating poo.
Wow. You'll eat the poo and you'll pocket the gun and you're out of there.
Yeah, I'll eat both poos and I'll get the best ending.
That is really funny. So I thought the better breath would come from if you eat the billionaire's poo, you'd probably have better breath because he's got dietitians and
I think that the part we missed about this is that billionaires like farm their children for blood transfusions.
yeah.
So their blood's probably healthier overall than someone who can't do that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Also, why would I ever say AIDS-infested boogers? What does that even mean?
Well, would sometimes boogers.
I don't know.
I don't know.
When one
Scott.
booger loves another.
Why does
booger, they
anybody
get
do
together,
anything?
and
Yeah, why
maybe
does anyone
they
say
get together
anything?
a little too often. And,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make for that, but well, there you go.
I'm just trying to think of the grossest thing, like
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
gross item 1, mash it up to gross item 2. It's a classic. It's a classic gross out technique.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And when you're on the fly and you're on the air and you're just trying to pump stuff out, we don't edit the show really. Not really. I mean, I do some trimming on the top.
Mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you walk down an alleyway and go, I probably shouldn't have walked down this alleyway.
Someone asked me the other day, how do you make so many shows? And I said, and survive the week. I said, don't edit. Just never edit. Because people that get all bunged up and trying to make perfect
I wonder
everything.
if he works in television where he's like, we got to make more programming for CBS. That's
Yeah.
like Scott who does things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, editing, that's our problem.
Yeah, we got too much editing.
Been our problem all along.
Yeah. And all I do is go trim the top, trim the back end, because there's always a little extra somewhere where it shouldn't be. And then that's it. Unless somebody says John went,
Just like a
I
good
gave out
barber.
John gives out his social security number by accident. Well, I'll go back and, delete
But
something.
I think part of it is like having something to say about everything, because that's not everyone can do that. Like
No.
you kind of think, oh, I could do this show, and then you're just like, wait a second, I'm not that passionate about this topic.
Yeah. My ADD, undiagnosed ADD helps me fill air.
Yeah, there's definitely like a personality disorder that comes with doing stuff
Yeah.
like this.
Oh, yeah.
A mild one.
Yeah.
You know.
A highly functional one, but it's there.
Yes. Yeah. It's there. Yeah.
Does the John show go into the edited version? I mean, I literally just slop it in. I don't do anything special to it.
So speaking of which, Crofton invited me out for dinner.
Oh, you're about to go?
Shawarma place. So yeah, I think I'm right after we're done. I'm going to take off.
All right. Well, let's haul ass and get out of here.
So if we're ready to wrap up.
Yeah, we're almost done. And I think that sounds great. Make him pay, though. That's the rule.
You have a message for him? He's waiting outside the house for me. So
Yeah. The message is, come on, John, help me here. What do we want to tell Crofton?
I mean, I wish you guys lived in Ottawa, because then we just
We could all go to dinner, yeah. I don't know what to tell Crofton. Keep being the agent of chaos that you are, I guess.
Yeah. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just be nice and say,
maybe be something like suck an egg or,
eat some AIDS-infested boogers. Tell them that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll tell them that one.
Right when I said that, I looked at Boog 731 on our chat. And that really threw me for a second.
Well, anyway. I call it bouge. It's French.
Oh, it's bouge with an E.
Bouge.
Oh, okay.
Bouge.
All right. My wife would always say, if I had a little booger or whatever in the car, she'd go, you got a boog hanging. That's how she says it. I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Snot rocket.
Snot rocket. Let's get out of here. Quick note about our Patreon. If you would like to support us, you can and should. If you want to do it on Substack, that's also an option. You can either go to patreon.com/core show or core.show. Either one will get you in. You'll get ad-free content, pre-show content every week. The John Show, we stick in there. You guys don't even know what that is if you haven't been subs. Host specials every month. And, of course, written articles, things like that. I got something cool coming from Tanner soon. That's his reaction, basically, to all this story stuff. So we're going to get another opinion on the matter coming up soon. Go check out all your options at frogpants.com/core. Send us your emails at show@core.show. And 10hams.com. That's our voice line. Also, you can do text there. Do whatever you want. Let's have a letter home from Dear Martha to tell us what games we played today. What do you got?
My dearest Martha, I write to you now knowing Crofton eagerly awaits Beau's exit from the building. Surely I would not be so rude as to elongate this letter to make him wait unnecessarily. And as the list of games that we have to discuss are few in number, this should without a doubt be a very brief letter to you, Martha, my wife, who I love very much. Without further ado, here is the list of video games discussed on this episode of Core, a video game podcast for core gamers.
Yeah, play games, win always.
Whatever. The first video game discussed was Resident Evil Requiem. The second video game discussed was the World of Warcraft. The third video game discussed was Dragon Quest Builders 2. Then came the fourth video game discussed, which was Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
Beau rounded out the list of games with a few games of his own. The fifth game discussed was Pirate Yakuza. The sixth game was Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, that tracks.
He also gave a couple of brief mentions of other video games, such as Diablo 4, Ball X Pit, and he thanked a listener for being gifted a dump in the dark.
Wow.
This has been a quick recap of the video games discussed on this latest episode of Core, a video game podcast for core gamers.
That was
Yours
speedy.
in this life and the next. Elongated sign off 372945.
Wow.
For the record, I texted him. I was like, just wait because he's going to drive me, right? And I'm like, I just need 2 seconds. I got to go put on pants and we'll wrap the show. And then so he's waiting, and I'm like, okay, John's intentionally going slow because he knows you're waiting outside. He's like, that son of a bitch.
Oh, that's funny.
You
know what? That's what we wanted to tell him. Now that we've answered the question, what to tell Crofton, that he was the butt of our joke tonight. Well done, everybody involved. Thank you all for listening and watching. We'll be back next week with more. By the way, this is what I picture John as when he writes those letters home. Okay. Yeah, that's the guy.
Look at that.
That's a forehead.
Yeah, that guy's probably 21. That's how they all look back then. Anyway, that is going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening. It has been a pleasure to spend time with you. We hope you come back next week. Come with us live as well. We start at 1 p.m. Mountain Time and we end way later in the day. We'll see you then. Bye now.
This has been a Frog Pants production. Find all our shows at frogpants.com.